Timothy Bradley, Paulie,
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Yeah. Listen, I told you give them something visual. So you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the Boxing Round Table. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
All right, man. It's go time. It's your boy Zone6 coming at you with another video. Live in HD. Straight off the temple, no pad or pencil. Live in HD at the Eastside Palace. All right. So, I got some time today. Today's Saturday, pretty open day. Going to kind of reintroduce myself again. Because there's always a plethora of new people that come in and come out, and you can't remember everybody, and I wouldn't expect you to try to remember me and put me in the forefront of your brain. I'm not that important. I'm just the regular guy that gets on here and talk and chop it up because I can, because I am a boss of my own life and I am control of my own life. So I can do what I want to do, how I want to do it. I'm a guy that is well traveled and, I've seen a lot, done a lot. It is what it is. It's one of them things. That's who I am. All right. This is the YouTube sports community. Okay. We talk all sports. We talk about some political issues that may bleed over into sports. If you checked out the podcast from yesterday, we talked about a good range of topics and subjects. Shout out to Jay Cotto, who joined me. Shout out to Big Phil Walker, who joined me. Shout out to all the regulars that come in. Shout out to Mark Nash, Bruce Gas, Blood Boxing, a lot of the people that are mentioned in the intro. Shout out to Rollo Jenkins. Shout out to 7A Sports TV and those guys that's doing their thing in the boxing community. Now, I want to explain something, and I want to talk about boxing and the slow death of it and some of the things that I see and have noticed that will contribute to the death of boxing, or a new way to consume boxing, right? So first thing first, I want you to hit the like button if you choose to, or the thumbs down button if you choose to. Please share the link as we speak. I always take this time out to give public service announcements, give the intros, give some shout outs, not taking too long, just to give everybody a time and space to go get a coffee or drink of water, go pee before, you listen to Zone 6 talk that shit, right? And that way you could get ready. You can respond to me. It's open forum as usual. I'm not one of these guys that's looking for anything outside of just the camaraderie. I'm open to anything. I don't take anything personal. We are good to go. But I want to talk about why boxing is going to fuck itself and why boxing is going to fall on its own sword. Now, let me explain something to you. First thing first is you have a lot of low IQ boxing fans out there. And you have a lot of undercover boxing fans out there. And this is a subject that I've always had conversations about behind the scenes, and sometimes on the scene, you'll hear me challenge people in their boxing knowledge. and their integrity over content creation. And I think there's a disconnect. I think there's a big issue within the realm of make believe. Okay. When you start getting into arts and crafts, you get to kind of make up stuff, right? You get to paint a picture of superimposed heads, colorful trees that may not exist outside of your vivid imagination. You get to make up planets. Literature is another one where you can just make up stories that is not necessarily historically true, but you could just make up a world as if though this is Game of Thrones. You can do a lot of cool things with literature and your imagination. And I think that sometimes, just sometimes, in the case of the YouTube boxing community specifically, I think that sometimes run a little too loose for me. And it calls for the degradation of good intellectual conversations and general good conversations about the sport of boxing. You can't really get away with that shit in football, baseball, and these other dominant sports, soccer, or NASCAR. You can't get away with these kind of talking points within other realms of sports. You can only get away with this shit in boxing because a lot of people are not boxing fans. A lot of people are rappers, trappers, golfers on the side, pizza eaters, poetry writers, guitar players, cutches niggas. And what they have done is they have came over into the boxing community and they've came up with the bright idea that this should be a spot in which they create content. Okay, there's nothing wrong with creating content. It's a free country. Do whatever you want to do. But they're coming over with the mindset and the understanding of creativity as opposed to laying down what their true thoughts are. And when you do that with boxing in the state of boxing, which is pretty much on a deathbed of destruction, okay? The end of boxing, right? Low IQ boxing fans and undercover boxing fans and these crazy, weird talking points that just frankly don't make sense or necessarily add up to a great conversation, in my opinion, as a person who watch all sports, specifically boxing. All right. So with that being said, I want to cook on a couple of things that I've noticed just briefly within the boxing game, man, on content creating. There's a lot of people that has an obsession, and shout out to everything boxing today. I was thinking about this subject last night and I wanted to bring it to the forefront. And then I seen everything boxing. He had posted something about Tank Davis and everybody posting content about Tank Davis getting his hair braided. And I saw that this morning and I said, you know what? Shout out to that guy, man, because I was just going to touch on this subject and I see that it's a festering thing that people are getting annoyed with. I just don't know if people got around to kind of hearing enough of it to kind of start giving their opinions on the content. So I thought about this yesterday because what I noticed is there's this weird obsession with Deontay Wilder and his private parts, his hair, him twerking, his girlfriend, and all this weird shit that I can't subscribe to that has nothing to do with his performances in the ring. Now, could outside ring distractions be bottled up in one package and be just considered out of the ring distractions? Right. But when you say out of the ring distractions and then you want to podcast and build points and arguments and definitions and terminology around this man's personal detailed practices is something that I just find kind of repulsive, and it's kind of annoying. You know, you can't tell nobody what to say on their channel and how to say it on their channel because we do have freedom of speech. But there's an obsession with fagotology, okay? And LGBTism under the radar within this conversation of boxing. And it's getting repulsive, right? See, I know these guys take their shirt off, they weigh in. I hear a lot of guys talking about Earl Spence nipples, this person's nipples, this person's licking on each other, and I get it. These guys are doing what it is that they do. It's their private practices. Could that actually impact what happens in the ring? It may or it may not. But if I'm telling you that I am a fan of the sport of boxing, I automatically and inherently am a fan of all of the boxers, along with the corrupt judges, the righteous judges, the just referees, the unjust referees, the YouTube boxing community, the content creators, all things that come with boxing. Okay? All things that come with boxing. I rock with it. And I rock with what you rock with for you. So if you have personal sensations that have went unfulfilled in your life and you got these private practices, I like that for you. That's for you, okay? But I don't understand why, because you have a private, personal issue with the demons that you are battling, I don't understand how we get to a point where we consider debating who can bring up the most exploitive type of description of the boxers. Like, I get it, man. I'm aware. I seen Earl Spence and Yellow Beezy doing weird shit with each other. Man, that's for the LGBTQ shit to worry about. That don't got nothing to do with me. I just don't subscribe to it, and it's his practice, and it's what he want to do. Y'all know the world is like that now. I don't know why you guys trying to act like you don't know that. But a lot of you guys are oozing out on the internet about your own experiences and trying to project them across the whole plane of the YouTube universe. And this has been highlighted over and over and over again. You guys got this obsession with with these guys that is unnatural and unhealthy. And what guys are doing is they're going, I'm noticing a trend. You guys are going to these female channels, specifically Lady Chan, okay? And you guys are getting moist, okay? You guys are going over to Lady Chan channel, hiding out and politicking with the girls. You're not over there because, hey, man, Lady Chan is cool and I kind of like Lady Chan. No, you over there to have girl talk, okay? You over there to talk about how gay and weird somebody is when we're supposed to be talking about boxing, okay? And then you guys want to try to pull this bullshit and say, well, because I'm not acknowledging that and I want to talk about in the ring performance as opposed to pocket watching and meat watching and chest watching and nipple analyzation, somehow I have a low IQ. You niggas are fagotized. Okay? Freedom of speech, motherfucker. We just talking. It ain't nothing. It just these what these dudes do. You always obsessed. You guys are still obsessed with 78 Sports TV and LDBC and what their opinions are. They have whooped your ass 6 ways to Sunday. They have left you out of their crew and out of their clique. And there's still people that can't get the LDBC dick and nuts out their mouth. Everything that you guys talk about is scarred and centered around what the LDBC has done to you niggas about their favorite fighters. Yes, they support black fighters. We already know that. Who gives a fuck? That's their thing. Some of the people that they support, I think, is actually good. And if you go get on here and tell me that Deontay Wilder won't split your tomato can and this motherfucker ain't got power and he don't have nothing, nothing to offer boxing, man, you a bullshit motherfucker. Girl, boy, woman, or man. You're a bullshit person and you're a bullshit human. Because you have issues that you're dealing with, whether it be medical, whether it be health, whether it be social, whether it be through academia, your children, whatever the fuck you got going on personally in your life, that's your business. I don't attack people personally. I don't get too far into people's personal business. I don't get on here. You've never seen me take people pictures and put them on the screen and get into nobody's business and look up nobody's record. That's not my thing. That's just, I rather fight you with words, right? I'd rather have a dialogue with you because it's over the internet unless you want to take it to a local gym. And most of you guys don't want to do that, and you ain't going to do that, and it is what it is. And that's cool, okay? So this is the outlet that we have. Upload on your channel, politic and fellowship with other channels. And again, I'm not telling you guys how to speak or talk. You can talk all the chest you want, about all the nipples you want, about all the twerking and penis and all that you want, people licking in people's ears all you want. You can do whatever you want to do. It's a reflection of you, okay? But because the LDBC, because I know where this come from, and I can talk about anything I fucking want to. I can name names and shit because I've been here. I ain't got no gag order on me because I ain't saying that ain't true and I ain't making up no shit. So I can say what the fuck I want to say about whoever, whatever. Ain't no nigga too big for me not to motherfucking mention. I ain't never walking on no goddamn eggshells and I ain't doing no shh. You can't say, nah, motherfucker, ain't nobody no boogeyman on this bitch. Not none of you niggas. Not now fucking one of you niggas or no threat like that. So let's stop the bullshit. Okay? So I'm noticing that there's a lot of people that's going around on channels and they cannot stop talking about their sexual private fetishes when we're trying to have a conversation about sports. I don't know what you guys got going on. I don't know what you guys' issue are. Okay? Some of you guys are jokesters. Some of you guys are lames. Some of you guys ain't gonna never amount to shit, and I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. A lot of you guys on here just for clicks and views, and that's fine too. But I'm telling you, like I said, boxing is in a situation that is not good. Okay? Apparently. But we don't know. We have to see. So that means your content, if you rely on this and this is a side hustle or a career field, or you take this absolutely seriously and it should be respected. No, I ain't got to respect the fucking thing. It's YouTube. It's the digital world. It is what it is. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck how much money you make or don't make on this shit. How many bills you use to pay for this, to pay for your bills. I don't give a fuck. That has nothing to do with me. I don't give a fuck how consistent you are, how many shows you do on Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 o'clock, at 12 o'clock. I don't give a fuck. I'm not bound or prisoner to nothing on this fucking earth. I do what the fuck I want to do because I put in the work to be able to do what the fuck I want to do. So when I come here, if it's 3 weeks, 2 weeks, in the nighttime, middle of the day, I can do that because I had a time and space because I fucking feel like it. All right? So I'm noticing that a lot of you guys are panicking because boxing is not in a good space. You guys are scared and concerned about your content. Okay? So the only thing you guys have left to do, because you don't really be talking about no boxing. A lot of you guys will get on here and admit, I don't know anything about the history. I leave that to boxing, beats and rhymes and blood. Well, why don't you do a piece, a historical piece, and give us a boxer and show us something that you know outside of talking about Deontay Wilder's twerking ability? How about you deliver us something that's a masterpiece that's unique to you in your own channel outside of talking about how many times Tank get his hair braided? And this is true. It's too much weird ass homoerotic over sexual talk about all these boxers. And you can't even get into a space to have a reasonable conversation. I'm on Lady Shan channel, and I'm talking about Lady Shan and her channel, not per se her, but I don't give a fuck. She gonna yap, and do all that shit anyway. I can give a fuck. Lady Shan, when she first came out here, I was a big supporter of her, still supporter of her, and I was the one, when she came out, I was like, hey man, y'all need to check out this new girl. She's hot. It is what it is. So again, she however she take this, she could take it. But she just gonna yap. We already know that she just be yapping and shit. Whatever. But a lot of the sissies that go on her channels, they always maneuver the conversation. We talking about Tyson Fury's fight, and somehow we get to what Wilder ain't. And all the shit that he is and ain't, and it get into an AJ versus Wilder. First of all, boxing is in a mediocre spot. Wilder ain't doing nothing. Who the fuck wants to talk about Wilder? We know Wilder can punch. We know Wilder just knocked motherfucking, what it was, Hellenius, whoever the fuck it was. He just knocked the motherfucker out cold. He back, waiting for him to get another fight. He's stagnant or whatever the case he's doing. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. He's not on deck right now. He's not in the game. Tyson Fury is in the game. AJ is not on deck right now. AJ don't have his ass whooped, and so has Deontay Wilder had his ass whooped. So have Joseph Parker. So have Dillian White. So has Chisora. So has Ortiz. So these are heavyweight guys. These are big guys that are going to find themselves having to fight each other sooner rather than later. Now, we'd rather have them fight sooner rather than later, right? But that's just what it is. This is not the 70s. This is not the 90s going into the early 2000s. That's just what it is. This is not that era of heavyweights in the world right now. We don't have that quality of heavyweights. It has gotten better since the Klitschko era, but Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, supposed to have fought. I have no problem with the trilogy that they gave. I think Wilder versus Fury is one of the greatest heavyweight trilogies of all times. Trilogies. Okay? Outside of Evander Holyfield and probably Patterson, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's some trilogies. That's probably the best trilogy that I can watch. I can look at Deontay Wilder 1, 2, and 3 again versus Tyson Fury. Okay? That's just straight up what it is. So I don't know why you guys got this weird fetish about Deontay Wilder and people who say they don't have a problem with Wilder. I don't agree with Wilder and all the weird shit that he do, just like I don't agree with all the weird shit that fucking Earl Spence do or the weird shit that Keith Thurman does. I'm not them. You not them. We can't control what they do, but to continuously try to bring in the fact that they do weird shit, and because I'm pointing out a man's physical attributes in the sport, somehow tie me to that shit or tie people to that shit and suggest people got low IQs, it's ridiculous. And it coming from a lot of you crackers. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, you ain't know it was like, yeah, I get busy too now. So let's talk about that. A lot of you guys, you know, I fuck with everybody. I'm a universal guy. I don't like overly fake ass conscious niggas, and I don't like crackers either. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Get off if you need to get off, motherfucker, because I'm finna split some fucking wigs real quick. So all you, it's this thing. Let me make this clear to you niggas, because I don't got no jurisdiction. I ain't nobody my fucking boss. Let's make this real clear. A lot of you white niggas are fucking homosexual. You got this thing for black dick. You got this thing for black nipples. You got this thing for black hair. You got this thing for the LDBC. You got this gay ass black man fetish. Okay? And you're hiding behind some of the black girls on here and some of the weird shit that you guys are doing, and you're using it to be sassy. Okay? A lot of you fuck niggas are hiding behind Lady Shan because you think it's girl talk time, when you niggas are really bitch made. Okay? You niggas are nothing but jokesters. You niggas are from fucking Russia and all these other places by way of New York, where you niggas ain't shit. Nobody don't give a fuck where you from about none of the shit you talking about. Nobody don't give a fuck nothing about what your opinion is and what you think you is to a motherfucking boss. You niggas, you white boys, you gotta get off this black dick thing. Okay, this is an issue. You got to get out of that, man. Get your mind off that. You niggas are mad because the Eastern Bloc has fucking failed you. Okay, you guys are mad. Okay, and then this Eastern Bloc relationship with them UK niggas over there, them UK coon ass sellout niggas, is some weird shit going on. Nobody gives a fuck, okay, about the UK and the fucking Eastern Bloc and everything that's going on that side of the fucking world. We're gonna keep this shit all the way funky. Y'all can't fuck with the West. We know this on no level, no how, no way. We already showed you niggas in Britain that shit in 1776 a long time ago. We also showed you this shit when the Nazis was banging on your ass and America had to come over there and wreck shop on both fronts, in Japan and in motherfucking Germany. Because when Germany had y'all in a headlock, who you fucking came and got? Great Britain, because y'all ain't shit. So stop acting like we don't know where the fucking power reside, motherfucker. Don't get this shit twisted now, damn day. The power resides over here in everything. All sports, all life, all technology, all hands, all every fucking thing. We run this shit. No matter how you say it, even on our worst day, motherfucker, spread thin, we still run this shit. And the only thing we gotta do is make one call and tell everybody, stop what you're doing. Put that American flag in the air and let's spank on your goddamn ass, and that's what's gonna motherfucking happen. Nobody can stop us. So let's stop with this whole fuck nigga shit and all these sneak diss and nationality, because that shit get on my fucking nerves. A lot of you niggas try to slide your little fake ass national pride in this shit and try to talk shit about America on the motherfucking low, like we won't beat your motherfucking ass, like we ain't got all the bombs, like we ain't got all the nuclear carriers, like we ain't got the best army, like we ain't got the best special forces, like we don't come saving and plucking y'all ass out of shit when y'all get into it. So let's stop this fake ass national call for a cry, like your country is so this and so that, and trying to usurp and hide under boxing, because your shit ain't shit, especially Russia. And if you look at the map, let me give y'all another lesson. The map that y'all see with these size of these countries, that's not even the size. Russia is small. Don't be fooled by that map. That's not the correct mapping of how these countries are to be projected in size. Go back and research. Dude, that's not what it is. Russia is a small, feeble place, and so is fucking the UK. It's more people goddamn in the southeast of the United States than goddamn Great Britain. Let's stop with the bullshit. There's more competition within the United States and any other country across the motherfucking world. We got 50 goddamn states, and they all are different. So stop getting on here trying to act like because boxing ain't going in the direction that you think it should go in, then that somehow American boxing is off the radar or falling off the radar. Bitch, we got all the undisputed champions. We got the most undisputed champions. How many undisputed champions do the UK got? And I asked this shit yesterday to a pack of fools, and nobody couldn't answer the question because they wanted to spend time talking about motherfucking AJ and how better he is than Wilder. Nobody gives a fuck about that motherfucker, man. Wilder and AJ, Tyson Fury all need to fight each other. Ain't no way around it. Usyk need to fight Fury. Usyk need to fight Deontay Wilder. Everybody need to fight everybody in the heavyweight division. There's no wrong, there's no right. Your nation, because you like AJ, ain't better than America. Y'all need to take that shit off the table. Because when Germany, again, had y'all ass in a motherfucking headlock, y'all, America had to save your ass. When Japan was talking about finna take over the goddamn world as an empire, we had to push their ass back and save the fucking world. So let's knock this shit off like this notion that America ain't who the fuck we is. Stop with the dumb shit, okay? Stop trying to have these slick ass multiple homoerotic conversation, but you're trying to slide your flag in there at the same time. Then you're trying to slide your race in there at the same time. It's like weird gay shit that I've never seen before within this community. And that's why you guys ain't gonna never amount to shit. And that's why boxing ain't shit, because of niggas like you. Bad reporting, bad bullshit, coddling, and telling fighters the non-truth and worrying about the fighters' business. When you get on here and you exploit fighters like that, then it turns people off from boxing. No one wants to listen to a whole bunch of people create content and then talk about a nigga braids for 3 hours and talk about a nigga nipples and if he taking steroids for 4, 5, 6 hours. No one wants to hear that shit. Every other sport and every other genre got it correct. You go to the video game genre, them guys ain't over there talking about each other nipples and weird shit with the characters. Motherfuckers who play Mortal Kombat, they play Mortal Kombat. Motherfuckers who play Street Fighter, play Street Fighter. Motherfuckers who play Madden and Call of Duty, they play Call of Duty, they play Madden. They got their shit together. You can't do that shit with basketball because you'll get your ass fucked up. Because you go to one of these stadiums, one of these games, talking that fuck shit, you might get stabbed. And it's the same thing for soccer. That's why niggas don't get on here talking that reckless shit about soccer, because you fuck around and go to one of them games and you talking that real shit, they'll bust your shit wide open. Only in boxing do we invite all these vagabonds, grab-ass, bullshit, loser niggas to come on here and use the math equations that they learned in a fucking night class or the fucking food industry or the fucking prostitution rings that they used to participate in, and they bring all that shit to boxing, man. That shit has nothing to do. This ain't the streets. This ain't your country, your shithole country. This ain't your relatives. This ain't nothing about none of that shit, man. This is about hands. This is the sport where you get to legally assault somebody and we get to get an answer. Today, not tomorrow, not at the breakfast, not before lunch. We get to get an answer on who the person, an athlete, professional boxer is on that night. So when Andrade fights Benavidez, we're going to find out who's the best between the two. It don't matter how bullshit of a nigga Andrade has been up into there. If he whoops Benavidez's ass, it all goes away. You guys like to complain about the complaint. You guys don't want the fights. You guys need the fights not to happen so that you can continuously pump out bullshit agenda content, because you're not boxing fans. You don't know nothing about the history. You don't give a fuck about knowing about the history. You just brushed up on your history from the 90s because you've been on here 2, 3, 4, 5 years watching all of what Blood don't put out on your ass, watching all of what Beats don't put out, watching everything the Hat Man don't put out, and you call yourself catching up on boxing. Some of you niggas are ex-rappers, ex-convicts, all kind of shit, and don't know a goddamn thing about boxing, but you want to get on here and bring that shit in and try to act like the real boxing fans, the ones who've been watching boxing since they was 5 and 6 years old, not on a replay, but live in HD, okay? You niggas want to act like we tripping because you niggas come from a genre in which you failed at. And now you want to come over here and do all this weird shit, this dog and pony show, and put on a theatrical performance so that people can view you and do shit like that about boxing that has nothing to do with the in-ring performance. Now, some of you guys do a good mixture. Some of you guys talk about social issues, politics, and the science. Some of you guys are just straight up clowns. You're jokesters. Okay, you went on Wikipedia, you learned a couple of things because you might got a good memory. You created some flashcards so you could have enough information to talk about. But for the most part, you niggas don't really talk about nothing but the drama part of the boxing situation. And what it is, the same thing, y'all. Tell me if I'm lying. We talk about all the fights that are not happening. And we build a whole slew of videos about complaining about the complaining about the complaint about the fights that are not happening. You ain't nobody hard talking about Benavidez Andrade because that's not sexy enough. What people want to talk about is how shitty Tyson Fury looked and how that somehow elevates AJ and that we should get new considerations and we told you so about AJ. What the fuck does Tyson Fury having a struggle fight with a big ass MMA fighter has to do with AJ? What does that have to do with Wilder? This shit is the craziest, dumb shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. So boxing is going to die because of the YouTube boxing community. Most of you niggas. If it stays alive, it will be because of a couple of hard hitters that's keeping it alive. But you niggas out here that's talking about these niggas' money, these niggas' pockets, these niggas' nuts, these niggas' girlfriends, these niggas' criminality, all that shit has nothing to do with the fight at hand, the fight that should be happening, or the fight that is currently on schedule to take place. You guys are not doing that. You guys are getting on these channels, people up here putting on the show and shit, doing all these drops and all these theatrical fucking bell ringers and whistles and all these shout outs and shit every 30 minutes, and nobody's hearing anything. No one's talking about nothing. And if you sit down and just listen to a person's perspective, man, it ain't even an argument. It's an exchange of information. But y'all try to drag people in and be doing all this, implying you're just I know you're a fan of such and such, such and such. Yes, I can be a fan, but I don't embody what that man fucking do in his personal life. And you're not finna shame me into saying, nah, I ain't. Yeah, I am. Nah, I ain't. Nigga, I don't suffer from dual consciousness, nigga. I got a sound fucking mind. I earned this thought process, nigga, and I've done the research. You can't fool me. I don't listen to fucking steers and queers. I don't listen to niggas because I don't know what you niggas do in your private practices. Some of you niggas got shit that's going on that's deeper than fucking YouTube. Some of you niggas you need counseling, and it's seeping out in the content. Some of you niggas come from shit that hockey. Some of you niggas come from table tennis, and you're trying to get a footing in the boxing game. So what I'm telling you is, listen, I like Tank. I don't give a fuck about nothing he doing in his personal life. I don't know the man. If it affects his boxing ability, then it's a concern to me. When he break his hand, that's a concern to me. Okay, I don't give a fuck about Wilder twerking. I don't like Wilder in that regard enough to talk about the man twerking on a constant basis. I'm not finna do 16 videos on what I think about Wilder's twerking. I'm not finna do 20 videos on Tank getting his hair braided. I'm not finna do 30 videos on AJ and who allegedly ducked AJ. Nobody, that shit is crazy, man. So I'm gonna let some people come on in, man. Y'all know I open it up for everybody. So Q City, go ahead, man. What you got?
What's up with you, Zone6, man? I'm just listening to you, man. I feel what you're saying. You dig? The game is really watered down, man. You dig? Like, for real. Like, it's a lot of bullshit out here, man. Like, motherfuckers just got to make a video every day. You dig what I'm saying? It's like that. They talk about all kind of bullshit. They don't talk about the real shit, man, and trying to make this shit happen. Tank Davis, motherfuckers talking about he the number one fighter. Canelo, he the number one fighter. Like, y'all don't understand this shit is what's killing boxing. You ain't claiming Terrence Crawford the number one fighter and shit like that. Your ass is out here just like an aid to the motherfucking sport. You dig what I'm saying? You killing that. You killing this shit, dog. And they killing this shit with all this being a fan and being a group, loving each other and shit. Don't have no good debates and shit. This shit just whack as hell in boxing, man. Everybody doing these long ass live streams. They don't know how to make no content like back in the day. Showtime and motherfucking ESPN flagging YouTube videos. They need to stop worrying about motherfucking YouTube and worry about promoting on Showtime and promoting on ESPN. You dig what I'm saying? The game is all fucked up. You make a video about Canelo, it get blackballed. Make a video about Bob Arum, it get blackballed. But you can talk about Floyd Mayweather and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? The shit just watered down, dog. And that's why it's falling off like it's falling off. I made a video a long time ago about the end game. You did. The game was over with. You did. This lame ass shit that's been going on is finally starting to play out. You did exactly like I thought it would. You did. You got niggas like Keith Thurman, Bruce Ennis. What kind of nigga is out here supporting Bruce Ennis when he ain't fought not one elite fighter? You did. There's a lot of weird niggas out here that just want to, you know what I mean, jump on the bandwagon because Floyd Mayweather said Bruce Ennis was good and all that shit. Oh, man, this nigga Bruce, Floyd said he was good. You did. Let me see that nigga go against Keith Thurman. They ain't putting no pressure on these niggas, but they put pressure on everybody else. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody want to talk about how bad Tyson Fury did, but they really, when Earl Spence got that ass beat, they really were just like, man, I don't know, man. Earl, man, he maybe, you know, he was weight drained. You know, trying to figure out ways. You dig what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, the nigga got his ass whooped. Put the same pressure you put on him that you put on Terrence Crawford. He would have got his ass whooped. Same pressure you put on Tyson Fury when he got his ass whooped. Y'all niggas pick whose side y'all want to be on. That's why the game will never be even, because y'all motherfuckers choose sides and shit and be on some motherfucking Mason shit, dog. Nah, nigga, keep the sport real. Go out there and you know what I mean, push the best fighters, man. If y'all niggas ain't doing that, man, the sport gonna be whack as hell, man, just like it is right now, man. Tank Davis and Canelo and Earl Spence was the head of boxing. Whack as fuck. Nobody know them niggas. Niggas ain't got no personalities. Niggas weird as hell, dog. Canelo just started talking English last year. Tank Davis ain't fought nobody. Nigga 30 years old. You dig what I'm saying? Tank Davis needs to be fighting nothing but elite fights for the rest of his career so he can fucking retire, dog. Canelo needs to retire, dog. I don't want to see Canelo that much, dog. But these niggas love this nigga, man. You know what I mean? It's like we're in the Twilight Zone out here, man.
My man, I like that Q City, man. You got to come on more. Yeah. And see, and I want to say this too. See what Q City said, man. Peep this out. See, and this is how I feel that it should go. I'm a Thurman fan, but Q just said something that's real, and my response to that, and this is what happens. Most people get on here and they'll argue with this man about what he said about Keith Thurman. I have no argument. I got to sit back, and it ain't personal. I like Keith Thurman as a fighter. I supposed to sit and ride that wave, man. It ain't that deep. Okay, if I get torched because Keith Thurman bullshitting, it's cool. It's okay. We don't get them all right. I can't live for Keith Thurman. None of us can. So it's not that deep or that serious. It's a fun situation where we get to fuck with each other. Hey, man, you picked Amir Khan, nigga. You wrong. It's funny. And it's cool. It's no reflection on you as an individual. A lot of you guys embody this shit too much because you unload these boxers. That's why you guys, I'm going to tell boxing, they need to make these niggas put on shirts. Because I think that it's doing something to you niggas' mind to be watching these men working out too much. You're in these gyms, all that sweat going around. Y'all need to get around some goddamn women, okay? It's unnatural for a man to spend 90% of his day around men working out, sweating and shit all day. That shit is not healthy for you. I'm telling you. Because anybody who knows life, when you go to the gym, right, and we hooping, or we out there, we playing some football and shit, we grown men, or we just playing cards, and we over there, we doing our thing. What do the women tend to do? They tend to gravitate toward that because it's attractive, it's sexy, it's a whole bunch of niggas out there, they inserting themselves, they hooping or whatever they is, and that's how someone find a man or whatever the case may be. That's what you niggas are doing. It's weird. Like he said, Keith Thurman, man, I agree with him 100%. And I get on Keith Thurman ass myself. When he up, we gonna talk shit. But when he down, I gotta take my licks. Tank, I'm a Tank fan. Tank ain't fight nobody. But they don't got him getting his hair braided and Keith Thurman playing the flute. What that got to do with me? What that part got to do with me?
I mean, it's like I'm a Floyd fan, but shit, Floyd be talking some bullshit, man. Floyd be acting like we got money investing in Tank Davis. You dig? Like, nigga, one day Tank gonna fight. Just wait, man. You dig what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we want to see the nigga fight right now. You dig? You know what I mean? I don't want to wait. Keith Thurman has ruined his own career. You dig?
Absolutely.
This man thought he was the next Floyd after Floyd retired. He thought he took over, but nigga, Floyd did a lot of shit to get to where he was at. You dig what I'm saying? Keith Thurman was on the start, and he was gonna be good like that. But this man went Hollywood, man. You feel me? He went from being a attacker to being a motherfucking, you know what I mean, prey, dog. You feel me? Deer eyes, man. Bambi looking at a nigga, man. You dig what I'm saying? He ain't fought nobody in the last 5 years except for Pacquiao. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he really should have fought Earl. He probably would have beat Earl. You know what I mean? But he was so big and thought he was so, man, dude just was real arrogant, bro. And you see where he at right now, bro. He in a, you know what I mean, a higher spot, man. Ain't nobody really giving a fuck about him. You dig? He needs to be calling out Boots Ennis. And Boots Ennis needs to be putting pressure on fucking Keith Thurman. I don't understand that shit, dog, but I don't hear none of the major channels that wake up every morning and figure out a way to make a video. I don't hear them putting that pressure on them. You dig? And them the ones that supposed to be doing it. You dig? But they just so fucking Hollywood, dog. Like, you seen the Earl Smith shit, dog. That shit was the most Hollywood shit ever. Everybody knew that Earl was a motherfucking standard ass fighter, man. Fighting a fucking elite motherfucking ass fighter, man.
Yep.
And then coming in head first, throwing a hook to the body, a jab. He ain't gonna beat Keith Thurman. Only reason you winning because you the biggest nigga in the division, bro.
Yeah.
Every channel, bro. Every channel on YouTube was pushing that shit like this nigga was better than Floyd. Well, you know he gave a 38-year-old Floyd hell in motherfucking spine. Shit, man, this nigga might be true. And that was kind of exciting. See, Floyd could be one of the best fucking promoters in the fucking world just because how he just mentioned Boost. Like, oh, that boy bad. That boy, who is that? You know what I mean? He gave Earl Spence. Earl Spence gave him trouble. Man, just thinking Floyd really wanted to do it. But Floyd don't want to do it. You know what I mean? We got to get that understood. We got to take that shit for what it is. You dig? Floyd don't want to be the illest nigga in Nebraska, dog. He want to be a fighter for life. You dig? And you think the nigga got nothing.
You're right. Floyd want to be the man at all times. Like, he don't mind you being number 2, and he investing in you, but he definitely still want to be number 1.
The nigga like an old man keep talking about all the shit he did. Nigga, we seen everything you did on fucking TV, nigga. You ain't gotta tell us, nigga. Yeah, but you know, Floyd, Tank did good tonight. You know, it was a good fight, but man, I used to motherfucking knock niggas. I was cold as nigga when I was pretty boy. You know, that nigga right there, dog, just gotta brag about himself no matter what, man. You know, Floyd like that limelight, man. It's addictive though, especially being a star like him. He like Michael Jackson or something, man. You did. He like the Michael Jackson of boxing and shit, dog. Like the Jordan of this shit, dog. So that little nigga he out of control. But he could, man, the way he promoting, just talking about a nigga, like if Shakur Stevenson would have went over there with Floyd Mayweather, man, that nigga would have been a star, dog. Yeah. Everybody would be trying to fight him. He'd be the pay-per-view star, everything. His retarded ass went over there with Bob Arum. What the fuck? And I know y'all like Bob, but I don't like Bob at all. You know what I mean? I don't like the way that nigga walk. I don't like the way he talk. I don't like the way they ain't not messing with you. But I don't like Bob though, man, for real. And it's like,
I like Bob because of his resume. And he do make you fight. And a lot of the niggas that we consider to be the greatest in pay-per-view stars, they stem from Bob Arum. They base, like you said, Pretty Boy Floyd. Who that with? Bob Arum. Who was De La Hoya with before he broke off it? Bob Arum. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum. And Cotto, Bob Arum. Like, this nigga, the Ali stuff, you know, we going back there, but we talking about shit we saw with our own eyeballs. Timothy Bradley, ain't nothing to sneeze at. This man know how to make it happen. I mean, Bob Bradley.
It's time though. It's time for boxing to evolve. And Bob Arum, you know what I mean, his old ways of doing things, you know what I mean, it just got to change, man. You feel me? Cause
let me ask you something. What you think? So let me ask you a question. We could pick up off you. You got it. What do you think boxing should do now? Since Showtime has kind of like pulled out, what do you think the route should be for boxing? If you had to think about it,
man, they gonna have to get some kind of commission, man. Where everybody, you know what I mean, just fighting each other like. It needs some kind of authority. Right now, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna continue like this with these fans. You know what I mean? They keeping everything separated. They hyping up the promoters and shit. The promoters got the game fucked up. And something got to change, bro. It got to be some kind of tournaments and shit like that, man. Make this shit worth watching. You feel me? This shit ain't worth watching, bro. You feel me? You got to be a man fan, man. You got to love Tank Davis, man. You got to want to see Tank Davis against Julio Mexico, man. You feel me? And go pay $30,000 for a floor ticket and all that shit, man, to go watch that man go fight Julio Mexico, man. You feel me? You gotta love this shit, man. You want to see Tank. You don't want to see Tank against the best fighters. You want to see Tank. You know what I mean? And that's the way the boxing sport is right now. Like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia might be popular, but he ain't that guy. You feel me? And all boxing channels know that. You know what I mean? All boxing channels know that Ryan Garcia didn't have a chance in the world beating Tank. But you know what they do? It was the biggest fight of the year. It was amazing. It was great. Oh, my God. I mean, two fighters that was undefeated got in the ring together. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? First of all, these fighters been undefeated too long. Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Ray, all them cats used to take L's and keep it moving. All you gotta do is you know what I mean? Like when Kell Brook lost against GGG, he gave his heart out though, bruh. You feel me? He gave his heart. When Kell Brook lost to Canelo and got knocked out, he gave his heart out. You feel me? They was trying to win. That shit Jamel Charlo did, that was some fake ass shit. You know what I mean?
Do you think? And keep going, keep cooking. I got another question.
No, go ahead. I'm just go ahead.
Yeah, you got the flow. So okay, so what do you think about since Tyson Fury had a struggle fight, right? Do you think that has anything to do with validating AJ? Because that's kind of like a conversation. Like people shitting on Tyson Fury and kind of really alluding to the fact, trying to suggest that the man would never shit because he only beat Deontay Wilder and he ain't fought nobody. Wilder ain't fought nobody. Them two are fakers and AJ's really the man. And those two guys have ducked fucking AJ. Wilder and Fury has ducked AJ.
Man, AJ probably the trashiest heavyweight right now. AJ has no confidence. AJ act like he ain't been fighting all his life. You feel me? AJ, you know what I mean? It's confused. I know people like AJ. You feel me? It's AJ. Look, man. Tyson Fury, dog. Look, dude beat Tyson Fury, though, right? But that was like some goddamn. You remember that movie? Great White Hype and shit.
Yeah.
When Damian Wayne,
Yeah.
white boy working out. Damian Wayne's probably laying out getting massages, eating this shit, laying on the table. You know what I mean? My stomach was all big and shit. Hey man, Tyson Fury ain't prepared for that shit, man. Ain't nobody even care, man. Really ain't nobody. The pay-per-views was real low because ain't nobody believe in the shit. You know what I mean? So, and then you never seen this man fight, so he ain't had nothing to study off of. You know what I mean? So now, if this man go back up in there with Tyson Fury, man, he gonna lose, man. If I would do it, I'd go fight Wilder. I wouldn't even try to go fight Fury again. Fury gonna. If
I was him, I'd try to fight AJ.
AJ would be an easy win for him.
That's
AJ ain't got no heart. If you got some heart, you got him.
You got him. I think if AJ see, and this the thing, if Francis put AJ down, he don't get up or he quits. I don't think he quits up. He car out. He's done. If Wilder put AJ down, he definitely ain't getting up. So I don't understand this was confusing me about the UK motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how we all know Wilder got his power is stupid. He just got that gift, and he could let that motherfucker fly. We know Tyson Fury out here is a monster too, right? Yeah. I don't understand why people think that those two guys are afraid of AJ.
Ain't nobody believe that shit, man. Look, man, Eddie Hearns, man, is emotional, man. He be crying and shit, man. I ain't never seen no promoter cry, dog. You supposed to be a promoter like Don King, man. You feel me? Your fighter get knocked out, you behind the other fighter, man. You promoting, dog. You see what I'm saying, man? You trying to get the rematch, nigga. What the hell going on? He's all emotional. That's what's wrong. These motherfucking promoters love these fighters, man. Like Floyd Mayweather, man, fell in love with Tank, man. Put Tank out there, man. God damn, dog. That nigga Eddie don't want to see Anthony Joshua go to sleep. You feel me?
You said so.
Around. They be loving these boys. They be loving them, man.
You said so. You said so. You said they falling in love with them fighters. I agree with that. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say with these low IQ boxing fans, these undercover boxing fans, and that extend to the promoter. I rock with you. But so let me ask you something, because you said something earlier that makes sense. Now with Bob Arum, that's why I fuck with Bob Arum, because Bob Arum ain't got no love for these motherfuckers. For me. See, I like Eddie Hearn too, because I like his innovation. I like Shouty being kind of like, you know, a fresh young nigga that's trying to make it happen. But you're right, man. Him and Floyd are way too close to the fighters.
Yeah. Floyd, man, feel like Tank if he lose. But see, Floyd got fucked up because when he was trying to be cool with AB, and AB lost, they act like Floyd lost. So he like, man, I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? They want to see niggas around me lose. So he remember when your boy got knocked out? Floyd on the his what's his name? And then his boy used to be at the gym all the time. His boy that trained Logan Paul. What's his name? From Detroit.
The train. Who? Hold on. Who trained?
Yeah, when he got knocked out.
Man, you some more Floyd fighters?
Yeah, Floyd don't like his fighters losing.
Man, that nigga been having Mickey Bay and all them niggas are Jillian Love. That whole
Jillian Love.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The one who
Love. He was one of his first. Yep.
Badu Jack, all them guys weren't good. Like, I mean, they was solid, but they just weren't a good crop of people to start no stable with.
Yeah. And Tank was. I understand why you picked Tank, and Tank is the truth, but something about Tank, they scared, man. You know what I mean? They babying the fuck out of him with this shit, man. Dude supposed to be in the fight again this year. You know what I mean? Just because he went to jail for 3 months. Yeah.
Fuck, that's why I'm like, God damn, Tank, what you doing? So next year, man, I'm gonna just say this, man. Next year, boxing might be out of here in 2024 because, first of all, there's a lot gonna be going on next year, you know, like I know, because it's that national election going on. So everybody gonna be all ears and eyes on Donald Trump and that shit in the States, at least, and probably the world gonna be watching. You know that.
Man,
so
I'm trying not to get into that shit, dog. I'm trying.
You ain't gonna have no choice. That shit gonna be.
Man,
what?
I'm not gonna be on YouTube looking at that shit. I ain't
boy,
gonna be on
no. Boy,
I gotta stay away. That shit gonna be crazy, bro. Motherfuckers got divorces and everything over that kind of shit, man.
Trump finna say some shit, but this shit finna be crazy, man. You know you can't wait to see Trump get up there and fuck with Biden and his old self and see how that's gonna go. But that's must see TV. Everybody finna, we figured it out, King of DC. You said it right, Jillian Love. That's what we were saying. But listen, so I don't know where boxing gonna fit in at. You know what I'm saying? And of course, obviously you got football and basketball and baseball, the major sports. So without Showtime, because see, HBO, they got out that shit because, you know, they had Game of Thrones. People don't really realize that, but man, once Game of Thrones start taking over that Sunday slot, boy, and they got all them views, they didn't need boxing because boxing, I remember, when I stayed by myself and shit like this, young nigga transition out his mama house like you're supposed to. You got my own shit, right? Up in Virginia. And I remember having Showtime and HBO, and I remember, man, getting the Marquez fights, Baby Boy Diaz fights, the Timothy Bradley on Showtime, the Kendall Holt. Bro, it was like motherfuckers used to be like, hey, man, you watching the fight tonight? It used to be a lot of people into the fighting game in the early, well, I ain't gonna say early, but like the 2004, 5, early 2000s. I say that.
And Floyd had it popping too, though. I gotta give him credit.
Yes, Floyd was the man. Zab Judah, you know, Calzaghe, Rhea Hatton, you know, all the motherfuckers. Costa
you talking about early 2000s?
Yeah, early 2000s. Ricky Wright, Paul Williams. The boxing scene was hot. HBO and Showtime was the truth. But when HBO transitioned out, once they picked up their Game of Thrones, man, and they got that extra money from that, they said, fuck that. Floyd was asking for that big ass ticket. They said, nigga, fuck that. We got Game of Thrones, nigga. You can go to Showtime. And Showtime, they took a gamble. They got what? They had the Pacquiao joint, and they had the Conor McGregor joint, and they had a couple of other Mayweather kind of flops or whatever this case may be. But what major pay-per-views have Showtime really had outside of what Tank Garcia and Floyd Conor McGregor and Floyd Pacquiao? Nobody else ain't been.
Showtime. Well, I think it was. They had good pay-per-views with Tyson Fury and Wilder. But the thing about
that's good.
I'm telling you, I'm going back to when you talking about HBO. I think they fell off because they ain't had no American star. You feel me? All they was really had the Klitschko's in the 2000s. You know what I mean? As a heavyweight star. You feel me? They had Mike Tyson, Vander. Everybody in the city was watching that shit, bro. You feel me? I remember being a kid. You know what I mean? The whole hood watching motherfucking Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis. You feel me? House full. You feel me? Real pay-per-view. People with new boxing, people with in the boxing, they wouldn't even know internet back then. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is too, because everybody is into different shit too, though. You right? It is. The world has evolved so much, but you got people in different dimensions, different matrices in boxing. You know what I mean? Like us, even knowing all this shit, A regular motherfucker ain't got time to know all this shit. He watching all the NBA games, all the NFL games. He know all the players on that. He know, you know what I mean? He got a family, he got a job, he got all kind of shit going on. You can't really be into all the sports like that no more. But I think I can't be into all the more. I'm barely into boxing. I think HBO fell off because they ain't had no more stars, man. They fucked up when they let Floyd go. That was a bad decision.
I think HBO just got that paper. HBO didn't see. Let me tell you. Look, you got to think about outside of boxing and HBO. You got to think about the network as a network. They picked up Game of Thrones. I'm really saying, man, that was a lot of bread. Like HBO picked up a slew of series because, like I said, I think Game of Thrones started in 2010. I'm telling you, I listen, man. HBO boxing was bucking, bro. From 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then 12. Then next thing you know, I know once Pacquiao got knocked out.
He got slept. Yeah.
Once he got slept by Marquez, once he lost to Bradley and then got slept by Marquez, it was kind of like there was a shift. There was a shift. And then HBO, I just think they seen that, bro, we out of it. Because remember,
what happened was they lost. Pacquiao finally lost. Then they finally made the Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao fight with Showtime. So that made a lot of money. You dig what I'm saying? So after that fight, they tried to keep continuing, but they ain't had nothing. Pacquiao was down there done. So they started rolling with GGG and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Lomachenko, all these foreign fighters, they ain't have no American style. You feel me? For some reason, they went against the Americans, bro. And HBO back in the day, I remember YouTube channels, they shit used to be popping. Nigga, HBO was not flagging videos and shit. These new channels, they fell off because they flagging the advertising. Why are you flagging channels talking about your fights? So people that don't even look at the stuff that you post your stuff on might watch this person and know this person and check it out and be like, oh, you know what I mean? It was just advertised. So Floyd used to get people getting. I remember Travis Scott, he got millions of views dogging Floyd out. You feel me? But that was advertisement, dog. You feel me? You know what I mean? It's the 48, like they said in the 48 Laws of Power. All media is good media. Whether you dogging the motherfucker out or you cheering them on. You feel me?
Yeah.
So they didn't worry about fucking YouTube. These motherfuckers started worrying about the internet. Oh, we're gonna block all these channels and we're gonna control the narrative. And that's not what YouTube was about. So they watered down YouTube. So now you got a lot of channels now following the motherfucking script. You know what I mean? Doing these boring ass videos. You know what I mean? Everybody agreeing, yeah, brother, yeah. Ain't nobody making, you know what I mean? Because it's always two sides to everything, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers just watered down now. And the sport just watered down. YouTube channels watered down. I put you on notification. I don't never get the notifications. This is weird as fuck.
Man, hey, listen. I don't be on here like that. I do, but I don't. I ain't no consistent guy. I kind of cook. Man, I be moving around just like you probably do. I just don't have. Man, I be moving, man. I got a lot of shit I be doing. I be going, just traveling, man. You know, living life. I like this. Don't get it twisted. I fuck with the YouTube, but the shit getting weird. The shit is getting crazy. And you saying it and you're seconding what I'm saying. I might be saying a little different from you, but you don't hardly show up on here. So it ain't like you feel or my nigga did everybody like, oh yeah, he agree with his own. Nah, man, you cooking right because it's just weird, man. It's all this gay talk about Wilder nipples, this nipples licking in people's ear, pay-per-view pocket, like people watching people pockets. It's cool. It's cool to understand the business so you can be like, okay, he turned it down because it's cool. But when they be going into these long ass 3-hour deep dives about money and his girlfriend, that shit terrible.
Hey, Zone, check it. I'm from Grand Rapids with Floyd, right? Look, I've been watching
this. I fuck with man, Kalamazoo, Detroit, Flint. Yeah. Oh man, everybody from Detroit and y'all motherfuckers be some cool motherfuckers. Yeah,
man. I fuck with your channel though. Hey man, hey bro, I really feel like, bro, why y'all worried about another nigga money, man? I done grew up around Floyd Mayweather. His ass cannot come back to Grand Rapids and drop and just throw $1 million around. Oh, hell, you know what I mean? And if he doing something in Grand Rapids, we don't know about it. You feel me? Motherfuckers can do shit in other places and help out other people, but they can't come back to their own neighborhoods and, you know what I mean, and do nothing, bro. That's it. That's how it is, you know what I mean? They just, so, I mean, why y'all worrying about another man's money? You know what I mean? It's either you watching this man boxing, you want this man to win. Well, don't worry about another man's money. I don't care if he make 10 million or 100 million, bro. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna benefit me. You feel me? I want him fighting so the boxing, the people over boxing supposed to make these fights. You know what I mean? The promoters supposed to make these fights because they believe they fighter is the best fighter. It's like the Lakers, man. You feel me? Playing against the Suns. You feel me? Playing against the Clippers. You did. That's what we do. We draft the best fighters. You feel me? I got Top Rank. You got PVC. You got Dancer. We out here scouting. We trying to pay these fighters good because we don't want to go over there, but we finna make the best fight, the best and make nothing but best fights. We gonna fight each other, dog. But it ain't like that. You did. It's these niggas. They in love with their fighters. They want to pimp the fans. Like the fans is investing by paying for the pay-per-views. Yeah, we just paid $89 for him to fight nobody. But you know, one day he gonna fight Shakur. You know what I mean? One day he gonna fight Devin. You know what I mean? They want us to invest our time and energy on this shit, and they got to go ahead and make it happen, dog. Your boy went out. What happened to him?
Oh, you talking about Phil? He probably jump back on. He's open for anybody. You never know what a motherfucker got going on. You cooking, so speak your piece. Cause go ahead.
Nah, I ain't talking no boxing in a minute. I just felt like flowing with you, man. I heard you going in. I was like, yeah, man, let me get out here with my boy, man. He talking that shit.
Yeah, man, because he's good, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, always, man, you cook it up and say what you got to say. Where can they find you up? I don't know if, you going to stay or how long you got. But tell everybody before you go where they can find you at, what you think, and what you really got on your mind. Outside of my topic, what you want to let the world know about boxing and what advice you got. I always let everybody do that. Now, you talk about anything. Benavidez, boo-boo, and shit you notice, because we got to keep that going so we can be like, okay, that man makes sense. That's right. Let's look out for that. So what you got to tell the world and the people who out there listening?
Man, Jose finna get his ass beat. I'm with you. I don't know, man. I tell you one thing. Everybody talking about Benavidez, but they ain't looking at Demetrius Andre like he, you know what I mean? He got a chance, but that boy, I think he gonna win. You know what I mean? He beat Caleb Plant. But Caleb Plant, you know what I mean, was a little curved out after the Canelo fight. You feel me? And he ain't got enough power. And Demetrius elite, man. We just ain't never seen him in no fight with nobody worth seeing him in their fighting. You know what I mean? So we gonna see what he could do. I'm rooting for him though. Boo Boo. That's a terrible nickname. Boo Boo. But yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, you can find me at Q City World. I'm on YouTube. I ain't made no videos in a minute, you know. Had to stay away from boxing, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna get back to it though once I get excited again. But I am excited about this Devin Haney versus Regis Progress fight. It's gonna be
what you got on it? What you got on it? Who you got winning that one? Who you got winning that one? That's a good one.
I got the young king, hungry, ready to fight anything. Devin.
I got Devin too. I got Devin by UD. I think we might see an increase in power on this. And I think Regis might hit the canvas. I think Devin might show you something a little bit better. I think now if he don't, man, he better figure something out because they might be his last stop. Because if he gonna go to 147, Cuz gonna need to have some power. But he's a big guy, and I think he's gonna go and at least finish at 147, maybe 154, but definitely 147.
Man, look, that boy young, man.
Exactly. So imagine.
Go ahead.
I'm saying, imagine how much more growing he got to do. You see, his daddy kind of stick, because nigga ain't gonna really stop growing to 25. That's when you fully develop. So,
yeah.
How old is Devin?
I think 23, 24 or something like that. Damn, yeah. 25,
yeah. Don't get it twisted, boy. Nigga be like Dennis Rodman, boy. Nigga fuck around and be 5'6" in the goddamn 10th grade. Then
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga 6'9". So his daddy, you know, he might pop 1 inch or a half an inch or 2 inches out. You know what I'm saying? He could, but he's already like what 5'8", so he's got the same dimensions as Floyd, and Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence for the most part, right? So he's good. He fill out a little bit more, which he is.
Well, he really bigger than Floyd, man.
He is.
Floyd 5'6". That boy,
Floyd ain't 5'6". Nah, Floyd ain't 5'6". Floyd, no. Now, Floyd, Bodo and Pacquiao and Sean Porter 5'6". Man, Mayweather way bigger than them niggas. Man, Floyd Mayweather 5'8".
Man, wait, go look at Floyd, man. Floyd.
No, he's 5'8". Think about when he fought Bodo. How big? Okay, just think about it. Think about the fight with him and Bodo. Bodo 5'6". Man, nigga, he bigger than Bodo, man. Okay.
Oh no, man. Go look up on boxing. Look it up on boxing.
Okay, was Floyd okay? When he fought Canelo was stockier, but was this nigga? Would you Floyd was not?
They about the same.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Think about how many niggas really been bigger than Floyd. You got Diego Corrales, and who the fuck else you can think of?
But you know this though. You know this shit because you know sports. Okay. NBA players, right? And they would be Isaiah Thomas. 6'11", 5'10". They gonna rank them up at 6 foot. You feel me? That's how they do athletes.
You're right. Man. Basketball, man, and football, man, they be doing that, and I can see that though, because think about it. When you run on a football player, he can get away with that. You know why? Because them cleats gonna be on. Yeah, so when you do see the football player, even like just think about it. On tomorrow when we look at some of the interviews, them niggas in cleats.
Yeah, and basketball players have all that tape. They had all that tape on their feet and their ankles.
Exactly. Them niggas really be tall. But Floyd is not small as niggas kind of make him out to be. Like the nigga was one of the biggest welterweights in the division at a point in time. Like when you took, it was Collazo and then Floyd Mayweather and then everybody else. And then, you know, obviously it was Paul Williams at one point. But when Paul Williams left, it was Collazo. I think Collazo was like 5'9". Floyd was the next biggest guy.
Yeah.
Yes, Floyd ain't small. He's just slim and sleek, you know, like a boxer should. But that nigga, you can't, man, everybody, man, who the fuck been?
Man, Floyd the shortest nigga I ever been next to. I thought that nigga, man, I'm talking about last time I seen Floyd, nigga, he came my high school, nigga, with his baby mama that passed away. Well, he came to my high school, man, and I ain't seen him since I was little, but that was my first time seeing him since I was little, and cause he done went to the Olympics and all kind of shit. But he came to high school. That man was so little, man. Man. This nigga like Floyd, like he about 5'5", I don't know, but Hank Davis got to be about 5'3". For real, like. But I remember, like you said, when he fought Canelo, he was about 5. He was down there taller than Canelo. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. You know them niggas grow. You gotta think the nigga was young, man, when he was in 1996, man, the Olympics and shit. Man, I keep telling you.
No, that wasn't the Olympics. That was after the Olympics. I'm talking about last time I seen him was probably like around 2000, man. Yeah.
Shit, nigga, that's 4 years. Nigga, that's 4 years after the Olympics. The nigga was only pro in 2000. Yeah, Floyd was still. Man, nigga wasn't nowhere near the welterweight division by then.
Yeah, he was little as hell. Yeah.
He could. Man, that nigga bigger than Cole. That nigga was bigger than Cole. Nigga way bigger than Pacquiao. Nigga bigger than Timothy Black. Man, nigga Floyd is. It's funny how the nigga built, but the nigga
got them long ass arms.
There you go. That shit, them niggas shit 72.
Floyd arms is nigga like 72.
72 inches.
Damn. That's why your boy Terrence Crawford is so fucking elite, because he got the same kind of reach, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that nigga definitely. What's up, Phil? You jump on when you doing it. And I see
man. You know, I had some complications with the device, man, that I'm using right now. But yeah, man, I'm just listening to you boys, man, chop on this thing right here, man. What's the actual topic at hand in this current minute right now? What we discussing?
He was talking about what's wrong with boxing and the direction that it should kind of go in. Me personally, I was cooking on these bullshit ass niggas that's always talking about pocket watching, some homoerotic shit about niggas' nipples, Deontay Wilder twerking.
Yeah, I heard that. So let me jump in on that right there. Right. Bro, I thought about this yesterday, right? Or the day before yesterday. I don't remember when it was, last couple of days. Bruh, the truth of the matter is, what boxing is turning into currently, what it's turning into is celebrity boxing, bro. That's what boxing is turning into. Because when you think about it, everybody keeps talking about who the face of boxing is. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Tank Davis is one of the faces of boxing. Now, I don't have a problem with Tank Davis. I do think he's a good fighter. But the facts are, Tank Davis is not even a champion currently. You know what I'm saying? Not for no major title. You understand? Or a main title. So when I break it down and I look at it, you know the first thing they go to? Oh, well, he sold this amount of money. He made this amount of money. But the truth is, bro, he really ain't doing shit when it comes to really talking about these fucking hands, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Basically, all that's saying to me is Tank is just a celebrity that can put asses in the seats, and he's exciting without a doubt. But the truth of the matter is he's not the full representation of what I would consider the face of boxing. Now, maybe within his division and the guys that he in the divisions around him, maybe he could be deemed the cash cow, right? But the face of boxing, no, not at all. You understand what I'm saying? But he does put asses in the seats and he sells pay-per-views. I give him that. But what this is turning into, man, is more so about who can sell and who can put asses in the seats, and not about who out here really putting hands on motherfuckers, bro. That's what boxing is turning into. So when I look at the state of boxing, all the guys that's putting up numbers are first and foremost these celebrity matches, right? And outside of these celebrity matches, the next motherfucker that's really putting up numbers, obviously Canelo. But then you got Tank Davis, who is not even a champion, who hadn't been a champion in a long time. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my perspective. I know a lot of people like to hate on Canelo. You understand what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is Canelo is still fucking undisputed, bro. I mean, at least he has the trinkets to go along with the ticket sales. Tank Davis doesn't even have that. Now, obviously, Canelo's been around for a very long time, and he's built his way up, right? And we would like to see him fight certain individuals next, like Benavidez, right? So I get it, man. You can have your criticisms about Canelo Alvarez, but this is turned into a celebrity-driven agenda when it comes to guys supporting their favorite fighter, bro. Because it ain't no way somebody should be telling me Tank Davis is the face of boxing, and you got Devin Haney, who was just in the same fucking division as him. Nah, that's the fucking face right there. Tank is just the cash cow. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, that's cool for negotiations and shit, man. But at the end of the day, I want to see what's up on these fucking hands, dog. And it's getting farther and farther away from that. And it's not just the fighters that contribute to it, it's also the fans. So, yeah, to me, that's the state of boxing right now. And these guys...
Hey, why are you in it? You keep going. What do you think? Because you gave us some, but then you moved on. What are the fans doing? Because we always talk about what the boxers and shit ain't doing. What do you think the media and the fans are doing to contribute to the downfall of boxing?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, man, you know, as a fan, you know, this is the problem with YouTube. YouTube is a great tool to push the sport forward, right? But YouTube is also a tool that can be detrimental to the sport. You understand what I'm saying? In the support of the sport. Because you get guys who create their own agendas on here, and it's a lot of big channels that have a lot of followings. You understand what I'm saying? And most people who follow somebody on YouTube, you get some casuals that subscribe, but truth of the matter is, the YouTube boxing community is a small community within YouTube itself. So people who hit that subscribe button to a lot of these guys, or I would probably say 65 to 70% of these guys really follow boxing and they're really hardcore fans. You understand what I'm saying? 65 to 70%, right? So
No,
when you get a
hold on.
guy, when
Nah, man. YouTube got a lot of fake cats on here, man, that's getting that money, man. I know people personally, man.
Let him get it out so everybody can kind of hear where he going, because y'all might end up agreeing. I'm gonna ask you the same question then, so be ready.
Yeah. So in the grand scheme, I'm not talking about somebody with a channel getting some money. I'm talking about you. The fact of the matter is this right here. YouTube, like I said, is a small community within YouTube itself. Period. I mean, that's just what it is. You know, YouTube really is the driving force behind a lot of the news and things we get in regards to exclusively boxing. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say it's a small community, yeah, some of these guys may have 100,000 subs. Some of these guys may have 500,000 subs. But bro, that really ain't shit within the YouTube community, bro. That's not a lot of fucking people, man. When you compare it to like some of these other channels, man, who be having 5, 6, 4 million subs, and just motherfuckers that's talking about hip hop. Like YouTube boxing is small, but like I said, 60 to 70% of these people who hit that subscribe button to these various channels across the board, I would probably say 65 to 70% of those guys are hardcore. 35 to 30% of those guys are casuals who like to just hear about what's the main fights they need to pay attention to. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get a guy who gets on YouTube and they talk about their favorite fighter and their agenda is driven the sport into a state of where it's talking about shit that really don't got nothing to do with these hands, and you got a lot of people listening and agreeing with it, bro, that shit fucks everything up, dog. It really does, man. It really does fuck everything up.
Earl Smith should have got $80 million for fighting Terrence Crawford, man. I want to see Earl Smith for $80 million.
Yeah, but you know, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't give a fuck if Earl Smith gets paid 27 cents to fight. I just want to see the fight. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see. I don't want to see him with anything. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care if he do get it or if he don't get it. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But as a fan of boxing, I want to see Earl Spence fight the best motherfuckers. Just like I want to see everybody fight the best motherfuckers. Exactly. That's just my perspective on it. But you do get people that's like, yeah, man, he need to make that money, man. He need to. I don't give a fuck about that money, man. You gonna squab this man or not, bro? That's what I care about.
During the Earl Smith situation, that was the arguments, man. I'm literally arguing with people, and I'm listening to channels arguing about the percentages, and Terrence should have took 30, and Earl should get 60, 20, 80, 20, 70, 30, you know what I mean, 60, 40. I'm like, why the fuck is y'all worried about that shit? Al Heyman, you supposed to be a legendary nigga, make this shit happen, nigga. You feel me? Don King would have made it happen, dog. Make it happen, dog. You feel me?
Yeah, so, you know,
might not make it happen.
And then, bro, back in the day, bro, like, honestly, back in the day, see, people like to complain about the pay-per-view shit. But, bro, pay-per-view been around since the 80s. Let's cut the bullshit. You talking about the 80s and 90s, the motherfucking, some of the best years of boxing ever in history, right? So, pay-per-view is not the problem. You understand what I'm saying? It's the inflation of what these motherfuckers think they worth. And it don't help when you got motherfuckers online saying, yeah, man, he definitely need to, you know, do this, and this. Man, truth of the matter is, bro, I don't. What you got, bro?
I don't want to lose you, man. I'm trying to talk with you. Check it out, man. I feel like, dude, pay-per-view, dog, check it out, man. It is important, but you can't pay-per-view everything, bro. You feel me? Then you pimp it. You feel me? You can't pay-per-view everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Hold on, you got to let me finish because I'm finna explain. That's what I was explaining in the next.
Well,
in
that's
my
the
next
problem
little,
that a lot of people have.
So this the thing, bro. It's pay-per-view is not the problem. It's these problems inflating their value, right? And the only way to pay these guys with that inflation is to have a pay-per-view fight. You know, the network can come to you and offer you a certain amount of money. If they can't get it, the only other route that they can do is say, hey, well, look, we can give you this, but maybe we need to go the pay-per-view route so we can put really what they're doing is they putting the fighter's fate in their hands up to a certain degree. Well, if you sell this, maybe you can make that up on the back end, right? Because like I said, the inflation of what these fighters think they're worth is just gotten outrageous. And pay-per-view is the only option available currently to fill that void, right? So that's the fighters, bro. That's the fighters. That don't have nothing to do with nobody but the fighter saying, fuck this. I want to get paid this amount of money, and I'm not stepping in the ring until I do. In a lot of cases, they be waiting a year and a half. And then you want grace when you get in there and you looking like a fucking rusty nail in a goddamn abandoned building. Nah, I ain't giving you no grace, sucker. Straight up. You should have been fighting. You know what I'm saying? You should have been fighting. You know, no, it ain't just Keith Thurman. It's been Earl Spence. It's been Keith Thurman, Mikey Garcia, Deontay Wilder. It's been all these motherfuckers, man. It's been a lot of motherfuckers, man. That's fighting once a year, once every year and a half. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Charlo. It's a lot of motherfuckers out here fucking off. Demetrius Andrade, Adrian Broner. Like, bro, I can fucking go for days and listen how these niggas is sitting on their fucking asses and they want grace when they come in there and they stinking up the joint. I'm not giving you no grace, bro. You decide to sit on your ass and eat fucking Twinkies and honey buns and you want to have a fucking 8-week, 10-week camp and then you want to get in there, you looking like a wide mouth mule, bro. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna grade you how I'm gonna grade you, and it is what it is, fam. These fighters gotta be more active and they gotta be reasonable in what they asking for, bro. The market is fucked up. The market is fucked up, bro. That's the state of boxing, bro. That's the state of boxing, period. That's the state of boxing.
Know how to promote themselves, dog. These niggas don't promote themselves, bro. Ryan Garcia knew how to promote himself. Ali, Floyd, when they got in front of that camera, man, they showed their ass, man. They knew they had to let everybody know who they is, bro. These new boxers are quiet and humble and nice and shit. Like Andre Ward, he would have, if he had any kind of spirit in him, man. You did. It's where he grew up at, though. But it's like, man, dog. Like I'm telling you, you gotta go out there and promote, bro. You gotta let people know.
Bro. Look. I'm gonna tell you right here, fam. I'm gonna tell you this right here, right?
What?
I understand these guys do need to do better with promotion, but most of these fighters who are big, like you just said, Ryan Garcia, bro, they not checking for him because he's a fighter. They really not. He built his following up not because he got these hands. He built this shit up because he's the California dream boy. You know what I'm saying? He's sunshine, bro. Like
no, you got
they fuck with him just because they like Ryan Garcia. They can kill less about him throwing them hands, bro. They really can, cause it ain't like the nigga that did something. The nigga ain't never been a champion. Like, come on, man, let's stop playing. It ain't like the nigga got no. It ain't like he got no gold medals or no shit like that. Like, let's stop with the bullshit.
Listen,
I want to jump in when you guys are done with this. I go back and forth because I have something to say about what you guys are talking about right now. Ryan Garcia and Strucker.
I'm done.
Phil, I'm just saying. Like,
no, go ahead. You sound like you want to reply. It sounds like you want to reply. So go ahead, reply, and then I'll.
Nah. I didn't cook long enough, bro.
No, the other homie, not Phil, but the other homie who's like talking. Seems like he wants to respond to what you just said.
I'm just saying, people like Adrian Broner. You dig what I'm saying? You just gotta have a personality, man. People gotta know who you is. That's what holds you back. You know what I mean? If you out here, Deontay Wilder had a character. Tyson Fury done killed the heavyweight division, man. You feel me? If Deontay Wilder would have won, man. But
how though? How hold on? How has Fury killed the heavyweight division?
Hold on, wait. Before we go to another person, because I think he's just trying to make examples for a point, and then maybe examples don't help his point out, but he's trying to just make a point about having personality, and that helps you sell, right? And that's true. You do have to have personality, but Muhammad Ali is not really there's no Muhammad Ali amongst these active guys. So like Adrian Broner was okay, but even Adrian Broner was just like. I don't know. He had his moment, and then he could never figure out. He could let me figure it out. Let me just work through this because I think you guys are making two separate distinctions. One is what a fighter can do, but one is what.
Question, Paul. Keep going. You got the flow. Rotate it around. I'm gonna back out. Now let me ask you a question. Did you say you had surgery or something like that?
No.
Oh, okay, I thought you was talking about how finna, wish you well.
No, I'm talking about Somebody was saying that Gamboa, like Haney was the only guy to not out of Gamboa's losses. It was always drops and stuff. Like it was always that he's always getting dropped and stuff. Even when he won, anyway. They were just talking about the drops and stops of Gamboa, and they were saying Devin Haney didn't do that. And I was like, Devin Haney was coming off his shoulder surgery, and he had a hand injury in that fight. I was just only talking about Haney versus Gamboa. I'm good. I've never had a broken bone. I'm not fucking cutting nothing out. I'm good. I'm blessed in a whole lot of ways, and health is one of those things that I'm blessed, which is one of the best ways to be blessed. But anyway, I was just saying, like when it comes down to these to the fighters, right? Like the fighters doing more. Some of what you're talking about is like an innate characteristic that these boxers just don't have, right? So today's fighters, they don't have the charisma of fucking forget Floyd Mayweather, who is always a little bit weird with his fucking thing. Anyway, none of them were fucking Muhammad Ali. That ship is sailed. There's a different issue. What we're talking about is the structure of boxing. Like I think boxing is a transition, and part of it was the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, they shut everything down. Everyone moved from broadcasting to streaming. And boxing is still stuck on fucking broadcasting. And then started to move to streaming. But during that time, us hardcore, long-term, hardcore, like diehard boxing fans are sitting there, we're twiddling our fingers on. Like asking Tank Davis to have a personality is a bridge too fucking far. That's not going to happen. The dude knows how to fight. Smoke. He's got hands. He can knock you out.
Smoke, let me ask you something, Smoke. Let me ask you something, Smoke, right?
Yeah,
how many of these fighters you think can ask about anything that's going on in society, such as racial tension, any of these things? Like, how many of these fighters you think can sit down and can speak to stuff that's going on within the community, that's going on within society, stuff that they're willing to do and sacrifice to uplift the race? Like, how many of these fighters you think can sit down and do that? Because that's part of the reason why Muhammad Ali also was great. Right, so let's just. I mean,
wow.
Right. So, but to focus that conversation, I can go through 20 years of boxing and come up with a handful of guys that could do that. So it's not right. That's not really the purview of boxing. Like boxing, like society is moved by the boxers, but boxers aren't really commenters on society. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't know that Jack Johnson weighed in on the WB Dubois versus fucking what was the Tuskegee guy? Name is fucking escaping me right now. This Tuskegee Machine. Everybody knows he's the first guy. Come on, guys. Come on, black people. Who was the first president of Tuskegee? He went to the Indian Bureau, first black college. He got the mantle for black people. Booker T. Washington. Fuck. I didn't work through the whole thing. So yeah, Jack Johnson was weighing in on the controversy between and Booker T. Washington. Not fucking that's not the purview of many boxers who've ever lived. Like, what the fuck do you know about Rocky Marciano's interest in goddamn politics? What do you think of for most guys Vladimir Klitschko's interest in fucking politics? Mostly it's just like, I will defend my homeland. He shuts the fuck up after that.
Let me say,
you know what I mean? That's not really. We don't really go to boxers for this thing.
No, look.
We don't really go to boxers for this thing.
Hold on.
We don't really. I want to finish my other point about.
No, I'm gonna let you finish your point, but I wasn't.
Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't going. Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish your point, but I wasn't going to say that we're not going to these guys for that. What I'm saying is, because Muhammad Ali was a showman, obviously in the ring, he also was a showman outside of the ring, and he also connected with people who were actually going through real life shit when he can get onto a talk show and he can talk about these things and he can speak to these things. This is why he was who he was. It's not that we go to these
Right.
guys for this. It's the fact of the matter that he was who he was. People supported him the way that they did because Muhammad Ali was intellectually advanced when it came to not only
Yeah,
promoting himself, not only promoting the sport, but also promoting the uplifting of his people, bro. That's what I'm
that's
saying.
fine.
You you you
That's
you
fine.
you got
And I
you
understand
got
that.
to
I
hit
understand
all
that.
these. You got to hit
I
all these
understand that.
passes, bro. And this is why
I understand
nobody
that.
will never be him.
Okay.
Nobody will never be him again, bro. It's just
Okay.
not gonna happen.
I got that. I got that. But also, he was charismatic, right? Like, if you go to the, let's go to Canelo Alvarez. What did he say about politics? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? No, I don't, like, but Floyd Mayweather. He had some Gucci fucking thing going on when they had the blackface fucking neck roll up, and he paid for George Floyd's casket. Okay. Outside of that, he's the green guy. Oscar De La Hoya, the dude, his big cultural thing was, does he speak fucking Spanish? Sugar Ray Leonard, he got hell because he never fucking talked to anything. Muhammad Ali, he checked all those boxes. But before him, Sugar Ray Robinson, the fuck political stance did he have about anything? You know what I mean? Like, these guys don't really, they're not really Muhammad Ali. They never have been.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. I don't even
But boxing
think
still has
people
all
need
the
to even
face.
compare it. Yeah, I don't think people need to either need to talk about Muhammad Ali when it comes to talking about promoting fights, selling fights, showmanship,
Yeah, no, he's in,
charisma.
he's a category. Yeah,
Exactly. That's all.
he's a category all by himself. Muhammad Ali is a category by himself. But you can still have some fucking charisma and sell a fight. Like the Tyson Fury, not Tyson Fury, sorry, Mike Tyson had an aura about him because really there's only been really two transcendent guys that were just like global icons. It didn't matter what the fuck they did. Boxing, Muhammad Ali is one of those guys, and Mike Tyson is one of those guys. But Mike Tyson wasn't like he wasn't political. He just he for whatever the fuck it was, he was able to capture the moment. He was able to capture the generation in the zeitgeist. He might be the first like hip hop champion kind of shit. Like, but he was just a member of the generation at a particular moment. He couldn't articulate a motherfucking thing. But that's a different. That's the personality. Sure, that could help out. But what's really the problem is the structure of boxing. They have a distribution issue, and the distribution issue is getting figured out. That's for all content. It doesn't even boxing is just getting caught up in this thing about the transition from network television to streaming. It used to be boxing was it was a live event and you did it on film. Then radio came along. Then TV came along. Now, since Rocky Marciano days, now it's streaming. And now the promoters have to figure out the new distribution network, the new distribution channels. The problem is that there's all kinds of fucking content now. It used to be that, like, I grew up in a time where there was 3 fucking channels and TV used to end at night. They would play the national anthem, show you the flag, and it would snow. There's no way that fucking content stops now. There's more content than any one person can consume, right? So now boxing has completely a different market that it has to, figure out how to fight through, pun intended, all the white noise. That one's a little bit weird. That's fun. I'm gonna leave that pun alone for a minute. But all I'm saying is boxing definitely has some challenges. And for us diehard fans, a certain age, if we can be a little bit more patient about how the fuck this is gonna happen. But if you don't have your mind or your eye on the big picture, you can talk about how boxing is dead. I don't know if it's dead. I don't know if it's dying, but it definitely has a lot of stiff fucking competition.
Well, I think boxing is dead because of promotion. We ain't got nobody like Don King. Floyd could be a good promoter, but he's not gonna be a promoter. We got people like Eddie Hearn, the son of a promoter, old ass Bob Arum, who just, you know what I mean? He like, you need a job, son. You did go work for Bob. You did. So, it's all about really like the only way boxing gonna really pop off, you get somebody with an attitude like, even like Adrian Broner, for instance, this is an example. Oh, but they win it. You feel me? They talking, can't nobody beat me in my dreams. I die in the ring before I lose, type of stuff. That's gonna make people go to the ring, go to the fight, bro. These fighters, bro, they choose not to say nothing, dog. They talk
but you're stuck in the past.
You gotta show your. I'm saying you gotta show your personality.
You're stuck in the past. Like, look at how guys are fighting these days.
It's like throwing a party.
Ryan Garcia, right?
You ain't got no fly.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut your wisdom short, but like, It's not
Ryan
about
Garcia
flyers, man.
promoted
Flyers
himself.
are, man. I hate fucking flyers. Like, anyway, I'm just trying to tell you,
You
like,
understand?
what Phil was trying to tell you. What Phil was trying to tell you about Ryan Garcia, that Ryan Garcia analogy you made. Ryan Garcia was a celebrity before anybody knew he fucking boxed. If you went to like Ryan Garcia had millions of social, and his fights, he was an undercard fighter that nobody watched him fight on. He's a different kind of guy.
Ryan,
But this is
Ryan
now
Garcia,
about let me,
Ryan
can I
Garcia
finish?
talk shit.
Hold
He
up.
talk
I'm
shit.
gonna land my plane. That's not really my point. I'm just illustrating a thing. What I'm saying to you is you have to look at the way fighters are selling themselves today and not try to extrapolate how they used to do it back in the day. Today, the whole thing is about social media and how you can think. Top Rank is a spent fucking force. Bob Arum is one of the worst promoters when it comes to actually selling fights. What he excels at is building up stars on a budget. He builds stars and he gives you fights that fight fans want to see on a fucking budget. But as far as promotion goes, his promotional game is fucking terrible.
Great point. That's the best description of Bob Arum I probably ever heard for his financial.
Bob Arum is the beginner. Is a beginner fighter. You know what I mean? So much money you gonna make with him. You did. If you promote yourself right with even I'm gonna stick. I'm even stick with Adrian Bronner, man. He promoted himself right. That man lost about 8 fights and still was getting big money and getting Pacquiao fights. You dig what I'm saying? Dude knew how to promote himself, dog. And these fighters don't know how to promote themselves. Adrian Bronner would have still been getting money. He would have stayed disciplined. And when they've been out here trying to be down with the clique and shit, like Brandy and shit, you know what I mean? All he had to do was focus on boxing, like how Floyd did it. Floyd was his mentor. His ass did trying to drink and go to the strip clubs and party and go on tour, rap and all kind of shit. That's why he failed. But what he spoke confidence. Same thing Ryan Garcia did. Ryan Garcia said he'd beat Tank up. Everybody like, boy, you ain't ready for Tank. You know what I mean? I'm ready for Tank. You know what I mean? Devin Haney in the crowd. Devin, he a nice fighter. We're gonna make a legendary fight one day. But I want Tank Davis in the crowd cheering and shit. This nigga got a crown on. Ain't got no kind of belt in the world. You dig what I'm saying? Just got knocked down. Barely won the fight. You dig what I'm saying? This shit crazy. But he a star. You know what I mean? Even your boy Logan Paul now. They got characters. Before boxing, people knew who they was. You feel me? They fan base is people that know who they is. You feel me?
Yeah, Pokemon, they're like Pokemon card collectors. That's their fan base.
Nah, bro.
UFC fans, like they're celebrities. They're celebrities that box.
No, you make
no, that's not disrespectful at all. You don't understand. No, I'm telling you that we're just not working on the same group of facts. There's a 35 million view fucking thing about Logan Paul. Let me just hold. There's a third. Look at the video of Jake Paul opening up his Pokemon card collection. See what that shit is. Like boxing would love to get those kind of numbers. I think got like 200 million views of something. You don't understand what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is you got what I'm saying. Okay, let me give you another example. Trudeau, the prime minister of Canada, he had a boxing match, right? So every motherfucking dude. If you're already a celebrity and you happen to box, boxers can't take anything off of that because they're boxers. They're not celebrities.
Put it like this, dog. I'm making it simple as this, dog. You're going too far with the Pokemon shit. Look, because I ain't in that.
I'm not. When you said Jake Paul, I'm not.
I know, but
I know you just don't know about it. That's what I'm telling you. I got kids and they do know about it. I'm just trying to tell you what the kids.
All right, look at it like this. If you're a rapper and I'm a rapper, we're gonna say that, right? And I get $100,000 signing bonus and they a deal, $100,000 deal. You get $100,000 with your money. You put into promoting yourself. You feel me? Going to the studio and all that shit. With my money, I go spend it on necklaces and cars and all that shit. You know what I mean? And I ain't promote myself. You gonna make more money because you out there paying the radio stations to play your music. You out there, you gotta be out there trying to promote yourself as a boxer because you're not a team. You're an individual. You know what I mean? You're not a business. You're not a businessman. You're the business. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how Floyd Mayweather did it. That's how everybody do it. That really try to get out there and make the sport big, bro. And we ain't got nobody doing that no more. You dig what I'm saying? We got these cats that want to depend on these old ass promoters. Man, I signed with Bob Arum. I'm not gonna do nothing but go out there and fight. And then they're not they're not popular. They're not stars. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta be a star. You dig what I'm saying? If you're gonna make it in this shit, dog. And boxing gotta and these promoters gotta make their fighters, you know what I mean, promote themselves. And they gotta put money behind their fighters' promotion. And if you ain't gonna do that, y'all here blocking YouTube channels, bro. That's free promotion. That's free advertising. These motherfuckers nowadays, they weren't doing that back in the day when Floyd was out there making videos and fighting and stuff. They weren't out there copyrighting and doing all that crazy stuff like that. You know what I mean? Now they out here like as soon as Danza got in the game, they wanted to take over YouTube, control the narrative. So now the channels that promote Earl Spence beating Terrence Crawford get 1 million views, and the people that's talking about how Terrence Crawford gonna beat Earl Spence's ass is getting 100 views. You feel what I'm saying? It was just like that, just that simple. You know what I mean? Because the machine was behind that shit, dog. You feel me? Make a video about Bob Arum, how he started off being a promoter, how he pays boxers, you know what I mean? That shit gonna get 50 views. You feel me? In an hour. And then after that, this shit gonna stop forever. You dig? They're not, man, I'm telling you, bro, they control the narratives and everything on YouTube, bro. And they fucking up the sport with that shit, dog. They ain't making this shit I got the best, I'm the best. You know what I mean? I got the best fighter, dog. And your fighter could be the underdog. He might knock somebody out. You know what I mean? Knock the champion out. But you got to put them out there against each other, dog. And if they ain't going to fight each other, dog, the sport going to die because you got to go to Danza. And I got to get an ESPN Plus app. And then I got to get a Showtime. With PBC finna sign with Stars. You dig what I'm saying? So now I got to get a Stars app. You dig? And come on, bro. That's 3 different ways. You got people, like you said, you got people out there that got to buy NBA TV, NFL. You feel me? Motherfuckers ain't got time to be buying all these apps to watch fights. You dig what I'm saying? And they got to make it one. And until they don't do that, it ain't going to never blow up. And these fighters got to promote themselves. They got to. Only reason Tank Davis is hot is because of Floyd. You feel me? This is why I'm hot. Shakur signed with Bob. This is why he not. Because I remember when he was in the Olympics, they were like, Floyd Mayweather finna go to the Olympics. He finna sign this fighter named Shakur. Man, everybody was trying to watch that Shakur fight. We ain't know who Shakur was. Floyd already had that boy popping. You know what he do? Get with Jay Prince, all that. And I like Jay Prince. I ain't gonna say that. Jay Prince cool as hell. But get with Jay Prince and sign with Bob, man. I don't like Bob. I think Shakur could have been a star. Shakur held his whole own career back by signing with Bob Arum, man. But I'm done talking, man. I'm tired. I know y'all niggas tired of hearing me talk, man. Goddamn.
What up, all right, man. So, Blood, go ahead, man. You can cook and smoke. You got the floor is open. You know how it go. What's up? Welcome to the show, Blood. You know how it go down.
Yeah, you better be nice to me now, country boy, because I'm in your state today, boy.
Oh yeah, where you at?
I'll come and look for you.
Where you at?
Well, right now, I'm in Valdosta. But
Man,
I will be in
you North Florida motherfucker. That ain't where the hell I'm at.
Oh, I'm finna come up to Atlanta. So watch your mouth, boy.
Yeah. Watch your mouth. When you gonna be up here?
Watch your mouth, boy.
Oh, let me so I can link with your lanky ass. Where you gonna be at?
Hey, I'm gonna hit you up.
Hit my number up, man. Today's Saturday too. Is it today?
I will only be around. I'll be around till tomorrow. But yeah, man. You know what? I wanted to tell you, Zone, man. I heard you go over the Lady Shan page, man. I didn't hear it until the replay. But man, listen, what you were telling them, man, was true. These fans, you got to understand that the people you were talking to over there, nothing against Lady Shan, but they extreme fans of Anthony Joshua, man. Anthony Joshua ain't nobody over Deontay Wilder or anybody else. These guys, these heavyweights, ain't none of them dominated that division. Anthony Joshua, they always like to say, well, he fought all the better competition and stuff like that in fake ranking systems, which I've been saying for years that these ranking systems are fake. Anthony Joshua, he didn't fight Tyson Fury. He didn't fight, man, I wanted to jump through that screen and help you out on that one, bro. But you handled it pretty good. You handled it pretty good.
But that's what I was trying to say, man. And I pull from you know, like you smoke. It's a certain level of conversation. And what I was trying to get, first of all, we were supposed to be talking about the Francis versus Tyson Fury fight. Somehow it got turned into a scenario that, well, I am trying to give, or people are trying to give Tyson Fury excuses on why he had a shitty performance because we want to make him sound good because we want Wilder to sound good. It was some weird. That's why I titled the show, if you heard the beginning of me, that's why I was ripping on people, because it's too many low IQ boxing fans and undercover boxing fans that are really a part of another community, and they've come over here to hide because this is a niche community. A lot of these guys want to come over here and talk about the dope game, prostitution rings, their sexualities, their abuse as a child, and they don't know how to talk about it in their own space, so they try to slide in boxing. This is a peaceful spot, but it hasn't been peaceful for the last 10 years because of shitty-ass content creators that want to create content, but they hiding under boxing instead of just going somewhere else doing that shit. We're trying to talk about in-ring experiences, what we see, what we know as boxing historians and boxing enthusiasts, whether casual or hardcore or moderate. And it's a lot of guys that are obsessed, and I'm saying it again, and the whole community, there's too many guys that's trying to slide their nationality under this conversation. I don't give a fuck about the UK, okay? We've already had to save you guys from Germany that had you in a fucking headlock, and I'm sick of this sneak diss and nationality shit. You know that we're powerful. We know we're strong. It ain't nothing to talk about. Trying to slide a political conversation in under the thumb of boxing because you like AJ is ridiculous. And a lot of those guys go over to Lady Shan channel because they want to have that feminine conversation. They want to hide under all her fucking drops and the and all that shit instead of coming over talking to real men without no drops, without no fucking music, so we can peel the skin off your ass. So a lot of them try to hide over there and try to diss black fighters. They want to. They got this stick up their ass because the LDBC been whooping on their shit. They got this obsession with BBCs and nipples and money watching in my pockets. It's a whole bunch of weird shit that I'm not into, that I'm just trying to let them know, listen, none of these guys are up to par equally, okay? Oh, no, but AJ, he's in the same pool. This is a guy who quit. Mm-hmm. This is a guy who quit. Yes, I get it. Wilder's out here twerking. What the fuck does that have to do with me? I'm talking about the man punching power, him being mediocre, AJ being mediocre, Tyson Fury being mediocre. On a scale, who's the best between those three? Pick who you like, okay? Then they was telling me that AJ
ain't fought neither one of them. He ain't fought Fury, and he ain't fought Deontay Wilder, so you can't put him in there.
But that's exactly what I kept telling them. And then here's the thing.
Yeah, I heard
this is what's square about the shit. Lady Shan, and I'm going to let her ride because she's a female. I'm not going to argue with her, but I'm definitely going to call out because I'm going to twist her shit up when I get a chance. She doing that to put on the show, but if you get on the show and you would have said, hey man, you know what, Zone has a point. Her whole energy changed. She does that when these squares come on her show a lot and give them all these drops. And if it's three people that agree with her, she wants to play that kind of game, which is cool. I get it, but it's gimmicky. This ain't rap.
If I was live, I would have came on there. If I heard it live, I'm telling you. Because she would have changed
her tune. She would have changed her tune. Oh, blood, you know what? You may be right, Zone, but because it would have been me and you agreeing against fucking Ring IQ, and fucking I don't know who the other guy was. She would have went where she believed the power in the conversation resided, which would have been with me and you. But since it was those two guys that agree with her, she does the same tactic all the time. I'm not mad at it, but I wasn't even talking about Wilder. They brought Wilder up.
Well, here's the thing, Zone. When I was listening to it, they said that you're a Wilder fanboy, and you ain't never been no Wilder fanboy before. Ever. You ain't never been you always been the one of the quickest ones. Me and you both have always been one of the quickest ones to criticize Wilder and tell the truth. And that's why a lot of people fell out with me and you over that whole Wilder thing, you know, because we always kept it real on Wilder. Always.
So I don't understand with the community. It's this fucked up space where if I go to this channel, I'll get in some shit because I'm talking about Wilder, and then they'll try to hit you with the black bullshit, the fake country shit. Then I go to this person's channel, they want to call me fanboys, and look, man, I'm not with y'all on that shit. I'm just saying Wilder can punch. It'd be a good fight between he and AJ. It'd be a good fight between Fury and AJ. It'd be a good fight between Usyk and Wilder. They all need to fight each other. They're trying to convince me that I'm telling them Tyson Fury was lineal, Deontay Wilder was the WBC, and AJ had the other 3 belts, okay? They was telling me that AJ would have been undisputed if he had fought either one of those guys. I was like, no, you have to, with Tyson Fury being lineal, that changes it. Then I tried to bring up the Mike Tyson example with Spinks. They didn't want to hear it. Oh, man, you don't bring up Mike Tyson. I said, okay, Mike Tyson got all 3 of the belts. Burdick, you name them. You know, Bone Crusher, you got it, right? You know the belts.
Yep. Burbick, Bone Crusher, and Tucker.
So you got it, right? He wasn't considered undisputed officially until he beat Spinks.
Yep.
So I was saying, what's the difference? Because if AJ fights, if AJ would have fought, just hypothetically, if he would have fought Tyson Fury.
He was considered undisputed, but not lineal.
Right. So, but when you have
Spinks to get lineal claims.
Right. So, which makes it so when you have a situation where a guy has the belts and he's unified, right? We'll say undisputed, unified. Is the person unified, undisputed if there's a lineal champion, or is it one and the same? How does that work?
No, he was considered to be undisputed because he had the WBA, WBC, and IBF. Because back then the WBO didn't mean shit, right? So he had those 3 belts, and that's all you needed to be undisputed. But he wasn't lineal though, because Michael Spinks was still floating around, right? If Michael Spinks was some fighter from like 20 years ago, then they would say that he reestablished the lineal lines. But Michael Spinks was kind of still an active guy who was still a potential fight for him. So that's why they didn't want to give him the lineal claim at the time. But he was undisputed because you had the 3 belts that you needed to be undisputed. But no, I understood where you was coming from when you was bringing it up with that whole conversation there was straight bullshit, bro.
So my question is this, since we got a lot of positive people on here, my question is this then, and y'all cook on it. So that's the example. Now we saying Mike Tyson is going to be undisputed, right? Because you collect the belts, that's what it's considered. How does that work if AJ and Wilder would have fought? And let's give it to AJ because that's what they want. Let's say he beats Wilder. He got all 4 belts, but Tyson is lineal. How is that? What do we consider that? Anybody, it's open for anybody. What do we consider that? Got Tyson Fury who's lineal, and I know Phil, this is guy, so I know he gonna cook on this. Them 2 established undisputed through the belts, but we got Tyson Fury who's active and he's lineal, officially lineal. What do we consider?
I never considered him lineal because the thing about it is when Lennox Lewis retired, the rule of thumb was always you had to be an undisputed to reestablish the lines, right? Nobody never did get that status. Klitschko, there was 2 Klitschkos running around. So nobody never put all the belts back together to start a new line. And that's the way it's always worked. I don't care what nobody says. That's the way it was always in the past.
Well, it's the Ring Magazine. It's a Ring Magazine that made all the confusion. The Ring Magazine jacked the deal. So when they talk about lineal today, they're really talking about the Ring Magazine guy.
Yeah, they did. They did confuse it with the Ring Magazine belt. You're right about that. But the thing about it is the Ring Magazine was never really the lineal belt. Some fans would say that, but there was nothing official that said the Ring Magazine. Because I bet you if I go through history right now, I could find a fighter that's carried the Ring Magazine belt, several of them that was a lineal that's had that belt. I have every Ring Magazine from 1950 to till 2002 or something like that. I have all of them. I bet you if I go through there and look at their champions, I can find several of these guys that won lineal. It'd be easy. It'd be an easy piece of work for me to do. So in my opinion, he never reestablished the lineal lines because Klitschko didn't beat Lennox Lewis, who was the last undisputed champ. His brother fought Lennox Lewis, but he came up short. And then the Klitschkos were not going to fight each other. So if people want to call that lineal, that's on them. That's a new age thing right there. I've never called Tyson Fury a lineal. There was a few of us who made arguments on that back then, but these new fans, their lack of understanding don't allow them to comprehend what we were talking about.
Well, they made Klitschko
lines, man.
No, I get you, but they made Klitschko lineal because of that long, extensive run he made of 8 years or some shit like that, 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
So many defenses. I mean, so they just reestablished Klitschko as a lineal champion, and he lost that when he lost to Tyson Fury. That's basically what
Some
they did.
people reestablished him as the, but it was more of an opinion thing. The rule of thumb, from what I remember, was you have to be an undisputed to reestablish the lines. So that's a thing that's out there. That's an opinion based thing. You know, some people want to see lineal became, once the lines are broken, it starts to get tainted anyway. It gets tainted once the lines are broken. And if somebody can't establish an undisputed to say, hey, I'm the lineal man now. If you want to go off of, what's the rule of thumb? How many years do you have to do that? Is there some standard and guideline of how many years and how many defenses you have to do this? No, there's not. So it's up to you if you want to call them a lineal. That's why I never made a big deal.
So let me ask you this question right here, right? Let's say, give you an example. Let's say I'm the lineal champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I retire, lineal, right? I come back a year later, the belts have been dispersed, but I've never been beaten. Am I still lineal?
You're still lineal.
Okay, but what if so if somebody come in and beat me, are they now the lineal champion, although they're not undisputed?
Well, if you're not carrying a belt no more, it's hard to say that. It's hard to give somebody a championship when they're not.
But the lineal. Okay, go ahead. But see, this is why the ring thing is.
Right?
This is where the ring thing comes in. But go ahead, though. I'm listening.
Okay, let me give you an example of what you're trying to say. Okay, let's say.
No, it's a question. It's a question. No, because that's happened before.
Through this right here. Okay, give you an example and answer it. Right. Okay, so if you take Michael Spinks, right, he retired. Well, he didn't really retire. He didn't announce his retirement officially, but he did participate in that tournament where Mike Tyson put together all them belts and won the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. At that time, Mike Tyson became undisputed. Now, let's say Michael Spinks decided to take a warm-up fight against Tony Tubbs, right? And he lost the warm-up fight to Tony Tubbs. You're saying with Tony Tubbs, would he have been the champion if Michael Spinks had came back as the lineal champion and beat and Tony Tubbs beat him, right? This is just hypothetical. If Tony Tubbs beat him, he would have a lineal claim. He could say, hey, I'm the lineal champ. I beat Michael Spinks, who's actually the real lineal champion. So he would have had a claim. But how many times has that happened though? That's not it's not the question of how many times that has happened. It's the point of it's the point, but it's the point. It's not about how many times it's happened. It's the point of undisputed does not go hand in hand with lineal. That's the point. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go hand in hand with lineal. No.
The first time I remember them about, I don't remember because I wasn't there, but I'm just saying, like from my understanding, the first time they promoted a fight of lineal versus undisputed was Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
In that first fight.
Yes. Okay, so if Ali came back.
So listen, what Phil is saying, and this what I'm trying to see. Back in the day, is different because even when you say Ali and Frazier, that was 2 belts. That's a difference. And then when you start talking about Mike Tyson, we're talking about 3 belts. But we're talking about a situation where there's 4 belts and there's 3 players. So that makes this uniquely different from the previous examples that we're going to name, regardless, right? So we just
somewhat because listen.
Yeah, somewhat.
Ali had came back.
Is it the concept that we're talking about? Not so much. We're not. It's literally the concept. The concept is because if you can go back to the 1 belt era, when there's the 0 belt era, Jack Johnson versus Jim Jeffries. If you go back to because really it's a concept. It's the best guy. The best guy. They're saying everybody. Yeah, go ahead.
Listen. Let me say this first. I got all day. There's no rush. I'm not finna cut nobody off. So what I'm just saying, I'm just y'all can pass it around. I'm just established because we're gonna figure this out together. We smart boxing fans. I
got it figured out already. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. So to me, because really it's about the terms versus the concepts that the terms are supposed to be conveying to us, right? The concept is supposed to be the best in the division. The concept of a lineal is supposed to be the man that beat the man. So sometimes you can have the guy that's best in the division, but he hasn't beat the man that beat the man. That's why that's why Jack Johnson versus Jim Jeffries was a big fight. It's why Frazier Ali was a big fight. It's how Michael Spinks versus Mike Tyson was a big fight. It's because there's a guy who can claim to be the best, but doesn't beat the guy who beat the guy.
Smoke, I want to ask you a question. Let's just say that when Ali came back to fight Joe Frazier, he fought 2 guys before Frazier. He fought Jerry Corey.
He fought the number 3 guy. Yeah, number 4. Yeah. He fought his way up.
Let's say he lost to Jerry Corey. Would Jerry Corey be the lineal champion? Would he have been the lineal champion?
Yeah, because he would have been the guy that beat the guy.
Thank you. That's okay. So that's there we go. So now we're getting somewhere, right? So
hold on. Did y'all got it out? Because I want to cook on this side too. I just want to make sure y'all got it out. Smoke, you got it out? Because I don't want you to be interrupted, and I don't want to.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nah. What we trying to let me say this real quick, Kendall. The problem is what we're trying to. To me, I think what people have a problem with is when they reestablish the lineal when it's not worn inside of the ring. I think that's where, because this is when everybody jumps in and gives their opinions. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think he's the man. I don't. But look, bro, at the end of the day, it's gotta come some point in time. If a motherfucker go on a 10-year run and he got 15 defenses or whatever the situation is, I mean, goddamn. I mean, what he gotta do to become lineal? You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's where the issue comes in at, and that's where I think as boxing fans, we need to kind of come to some common ground and say, okay, well, I mean, well, damn, he did do a lot of work over an extensive period of time, because you got to reestablish it at some fucking point. You got to. But go ahead.
There's no rule of thumb. Guidelines to protect that. Okay,
it's why terms don't. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I got you. Go ahead, Blood. Go ahead.
Okay, this is gonna be real quick, Smoke. Okay, so if Jerry Corey had beat Ali back in 1970 when Ali came back, I don't think people would have called Jerry Corey the lineal champion because Joe Frazier was out there. I think that the lineal championship is not on the line unless there is some kind of a major belt like involved. I think you could only lose the lineal status to like another champion, because I've never known an example of somebody who has beat a lineal champion and everyone's calling him the champ now. If somebody know an example, you tell me, because I would love to learn what that is. But I've never heard of that.
So what did Shannon Briggs do when
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to, goddamn, Smoke.
Yeah, no, you got it. We both just went at the same time. That's all. Go ahead.
What did
that was gonna yield to you?
What did Shannon Briggs do when he beat George Foreman? Didn't he become lineal when there was no title on the line? Didn't he beat George Foreman for the linealship?
But there was a major belt. There was a big.
No. So, all right. So to answer your question, it wasn't that one. It was when Pacquiao beat Ricky Hatton.
No. What I'm asking you is what happened with Shannon. But that ain't the only one. When Shannon Briggs beat George Foreman, wasn't that for linealship?
I believe there was a belt on that line.
I don't think it was no belt on the line for that.
Yeah, but it was also for Shannon Briggs beat George Foreman. Didn't George Foreman lose the belt? Didn't he lose the lineal?
No, he didn't. He didn't lose the lineal.
Yeah, he beat Michael Moore, went on his little thing, and then he ended up losing it, dropping it to Shannon Breeze, and Shannon Breeze ended up going in to fight Lennox Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Undefeated, right? And then that's how he picked up the linealship to conclude his undisputedness.
Yeah, I can't speak on it. I can't speak on substance.
You remember? But that's just a light work example, right? So what I'm saying to you is that was the three-belt era. This matters a little different now because there's 4 belts that needs to be put together. You have one guy, Deontay Wilder, that is establishing some type of lineage. We're not putting it out as great. We're just saying he's defending the WBC, breaking records. There's hotness on his name. He's undefeated. You got AJ, another young hungry guy, who is beating everybody by collecting the other 3 belts. You had Tyson Fury, who actually beat the previous guy who was considered to be the man, which was Baby Klitschko. Blood, I'm with you. I agree that the 2 brothers never fought to establish that. But however, Big Brother did retire, so a lineage could be established by Little Brother, just like it was for Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes had pretty much, he never unified all the titles. He established linealship that was taken from him from who? Spinks. Which Spinks ended up fighting Mike Tyson. So
there you go. That's it right there.
Yeah, and I know you.
Yeah, but so if I can jump in, are you still done? Are you still going though?
Go ahead, jump in. Let me
see what you got. Oh no. So see, the issue is when Little Brother got his lineal status, it was the Ring Magazine belt, and he got it fighting Chigayev, and no fucking man. You know what I mean? That's when he started talking that lineal. The reason why Tyson Fury is calling himself lineal is because he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko got his lineal status from beating Chigayev. Who the fuck cares about Chigayev?
Okay, so when did Larry Holmes get his lineal status? Because they had the same problem with Larry Holmes. They was claiming we know better, but at the time they were saying Larry Holmes ain't fighting nobody, he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that, and they end up appreciating him obviously after the fact. But at some point, the linealship was dropped into his bucket. Who was that against? See, and it wasn't
against Ali. It's against Ali. That's one of the things that Ali got. So one of the things, he's the 3-time lineal champion. He got it from the rematch against Leon Spinks. So when Larry Holmes beat him, he became not only undisputed, but also lineal.
Who became undisputed?
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes never was undisputed, man.
No, Travis Berwick. No, Travis Berwick. Sorry. Muhammad Ali dropped one. Muhammad Ali dropped one. He dropped one belt, but he became lineal.
Go ahead.
No, so the idea of lineal, the idea of lineal, right, was he lost it when he lost to Larry Holmes, got it back when he beat Larry Holmes, dropped a belt. So when Larry Holmes beat him, he was fighting for the WBC belt and lineal status.
Right. So lineal has to be established at some point in time, whether we necessarily agree with the opponent or it's just a good run of credible number 1, number 2, number 3 ranked.
There you go, Zone. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's my point right there. You gotta reestablish it at some point.
Hold on, let me tell y'all something real quick. George Foreman, Zone. I looked at it. George Foreman, his problem was that he dropped belts, bro. When he had those belts, he dropped them. You can't maintain yourself as the lineal champion if you drop the belts. So,
bro, hold on. Let me cook on that, bro. Bro. You sit. This is the thing is where people, you cannot connect the belts to lineal, bro. And this is my point. You can't connect the sanctioning belts with the lineal title. Because, I mean, literally the lineal title, it has the word beat the man in it. So you have to lose in order to lose lineal. You can drop the trinkets. You can say, look, I fucked the trinket. I'm lineal. I beat the man. You know what I'm saying? So
George Foreman was the lineal champion when he was carrying that WBU, a sanctioned body that's not even around, and he was fighting guys like Lou Savarese. You think he had a
yeah. Because it's an homage. It's an homage for the time before. It's an okay.
Go ahead, Smoke.
So lineal is an homage. Yeah, what I'm saying is lineal is an homage for a time before sanctioning bodies meant anything, before the rise of the. So they have two separate titles. One is for the guy that you have to beat the guy who was actually the guy, and another one is for whoever the sanctioning bodies determine is the new guy from some tournament or some other means. So we have two different things. So when you're trying to figure out who is the best in the division, you have to merge these two different things. Or you used to have to merge these two. Now, like boxing fans don't really fucking know. There's too many belts. They were like really old heads like that, us that fucking quibble about these fucking nuances. We're splitting hairs fine as fucking frogs. You know what I mean? Like this is what we do because we remember when it wasn't like this. But today's boxing fan, the lineal champion is a ring belt. They don't know who the fuck the man is.
Okay, so let me say this real quick too. Let me say this real quick too.
Phil, let's get something established. Phil, go ahead and we just rotate around so we can all see what we're trying to do. Let me go next after Phil.
Yeah. So look, nah, that's cool. My shit gonna be short.
Yeah, but I got a question for you. What are we? Okay. What is your definition of what you said lineal is? So we won't bump heads so they can hear it clearly. Because I think me and you are in agreement, Phil. What are you saying lineal is as opposed to undisputed?
No, I'm saying lineal cannot be so for me, right? The lineal championships at some point in time has to be reestablished, right? Now, if you want to use, let's just say whoever has lineal retires, right? And the belts get dispersed, right? And at that particular time, you do not have a lineal champion because he has not lost the title, right? Inside of the ring. Now, if somebody becomes undisputed, right? Obviously, you're establishing lineage, right? If the current lineal champion never comes back, then that title of lineal champion then can transfer to you because you are technically the man because you beat everybody. You have all the straps. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, you can reestablish the linealship, right? So to me, the lineal champion has nothing to do with the sanctioning body belts. Linealship is something that has, to me, much more meaning than a fucking trinket from a sanctioning body that controls who motherfuckers fight. Because linealship to me says that you really are the fucking guy. You're the man, and guess what? Somebody got to beat you to earn that shit, bro. It's not, it's just to me, it's more prestigious to me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Hey Zone, I know you want to go around. Okay, do you mind if once somebody gives their point, other people question before we move on?
That's all the blood.
Because I have a question. All right. So I just want to. I have a question because I'm a little bit confused what he just said. That's all.
Just write it down.
So it's that
Smoke.
Right.
Go ahead.
Hold on, blood. Go, because we got time. Smoke, you don't like me. Write it down.
Okay, cool. It's cool. Awesome. I don't know what the order is, so I didn't want to like jump the order. Even though we got all the time, I just didn't want to jump anybody's time. If that's what
it's Phil, blood, you. I'll go, and then we'll put cushion here.
Okay. Yeah. People will be chopping up for hours for years. I got it. You said that the lineage established, and then you said the trinkets don't matter. How does that make sense?
That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Smoke. I'm trying to get everybody to establish their point first.
No, that's what I'm trying to understand his point. That's what I feel. I feel like maybe I have a confused point. That's why I wanted to ask a question.
Bro.
Maybe I missed
not what I said.
Makes sense though.
Smoke, but blood. Let blood go, cause Smoke, you know your shit turns into debates. That's why I'm trying.
No, I'm not trying to debate him. I really am not. I just wanted to get a clarification because maybe I missed something.
Smoke. No, you did, bro.
Okay, fine. I'll just be confused. Fuck it.
Let's hold on. Blood, go ahead, and then Smoke, you got it. Go ahead.
Listen, you can't say that lineal don't have nothing to do with the belts, and then also say that you need all of the belts to reestablish the lines because it's always been that way.
That's not what I said either.
Okay, hold on. Let me just make my point.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so if there is a lineal champion has retired, right? We usually need for the belts somebody to be undisputed. So you need the belts for the lineal claim to be reestablished. So the belts are somewhat connected to lineal. Another thing, lineal has always meant the man to beat the man, right? You can't call George Foreman the man when he was carrying a WBU strap when he fought what's his name? Shannon Briggs. He wasn't the man anymore. He let those belts go as an active fighter. So at that time, when you do that kind of stuff, you kind of letting go of your lineal status when you're going around because you're no longer the man. At that time, it was Lennox Lewis. So, so that's bullshit about George Foreman too. There is no rule of thumb on how long you have to be fighting when the lines are broken, how long you have to fight and how many defenses you have to have or how many years. There's nothing put in guideline on that. So this whole thing with Klitschko, it's just kind of opinion based. If you want to call him a lineal, that's on you. I don't because the lines weren't established because you need those belts to get the lineal line reestablished. So it is somewhat connected. It ain't all the way connected, but there is some connection between the two. I'm done. I'm gonna say that for now. That's it. You'll go ahead.
Come on, Smoke, it's on you now.
Okay, cool. So to me, like I was saying, there's a thing where they say always. And for me, always, the way I interpret the thing, always being the man that beat the man, would apply to right now. And right now, it doesn't apply to the man that beat the man in the way that we've conceptualized that thing in the past, right? Because the Klitschko brothers, we can understand why they never fought, but by the very fact that they never fought, nobody was established as the man. I think everybody who lived through that time, Tally was the better guy. But the lineal status was established by the younger dude that we didn't think was as good, right? So if you're there, it's like it's already hits a sour note. But then if you grew up, if you're there, chances are you also grew up with the idea of, it's the man that beat the man. Today's guy, though, and Tyson Fury is the champion of that sport, goes where the heavyweight division goes. In today's heavy idea of lineal, it's the Ring magazine. Ring magazine is the lineal champion. So, we just have a broken line. Like, I agree with what people are saying when it comes to reestablishing a new lineage. Once the lineal retires, that's how Floyd Patterson became, lineal champion, and it went all the way to Lennox Lewis. But then we got Vladimir Fury. Vladimir Fury as the new lineage, right? But we got Vladimir Klitschko as the new lineal champion. How did he become a new lineal champion? By having a number one and number two guys fighting. Who had those guys ranked as number one and number two? Ring magazine. There was a Ring magazine belt that established this new lineal, and ever since then, that's been the standard.
Bro, I got the lineal list, bro, and this shit make complete sense. I'm gonna give it to y'all in a second too, cause Zone got it pulled up right here. I got a different site I'm using, but the shit to say George Foreman wasn't lineal is just ridiculous. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Smoke. Go ahead.
So because you done.
I never said he was a lineal. I said
I never said Michael Moore. I never said he wasn't lineal.
Them belts, then you're not the man anymore. So
no,
that's ridiculous too. And
he's just saying that nobody really talks about it.
I got the magazines with the.
No, I got you, but I see right here. I see when he beat Michael Moore in 1994. But go ahead though.
Smoke, you good?
Yeah, and just in that last one, just the last thing, and then you got.
Yeah, I wanna share my point of view so I can learn something.
Yeah, Kush, you gonna be right after right after Smoke get done. I'm gonna go and then we got it to you. In Q City, if you want to jump in, we went on him. Smoke, you good? You went out?
I think Smoke might have fell off.
Well, I'm back in the game.
Okay, so everybody back in the game. All right, so
then I'll go. Q City,
let's do it. let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Documentation beat conversation. The way
Come
I
on,
do research.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. We can hear you now.
All right, so okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna land my plane right here. That Pacquiao, like I was saying, the Pacquiao Ricky Hatton fight. Pacquiao wouldn't be like they talk about this 8 division champ and all this shit if it wasn't for him beating Ricky Hatton, hitting him. So there's still around in the general zeitgeist some kind of appreciation for the lineal champion, even if they don't know the details. But like really, the idea is just shifting right now, and I think we've just been alive and watching boxing long enough to experience the shift and try to figure out like what other concepts are they trying to get around when they use the same terms we've grown up with, and they just change the meaning of the words we've always used. Basically, go ahead.
All right. So for me, this is me giving information. This ain't me disputing what y'all are talking about. So for me, when I'm doing research, documentation beat conversation. For me, I got to go based on history and what's written and interpretation of that. Because
but that documentation is bullshit. I could look at this right now and tell it's bullshit. But go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Now, I'm looking at it. It makes sense to me. Go ahead, Zone.
No problem. Now, I got your interpretation of it, Blood, but I'm not going to go against what's written history as opposed to one of my homeboys and his opinion and what he thinks is sexy and is not. I understand that it ain't sexy and it ain't the ideal way that you wanted it to happen, but I'm going with what's history, okay? If Tyson Fury wasn't lineal, he wouldn't be documented as that, and this would be a dead conversation.
But you know what? Who made the website? That's them who documented that. I didn't document that. I did research too. And I would document that totally.
No, so and that's what I'm saying. Like if you go to the thing, like you can find out the reason why is ranked as a lineal champion is because he beat Shagayev. There is no I understand why the entry's there. I understand why, and I get what you're saying. You're just showing the proof of what everyone is saying. We're just scratching. That's the surface of it. We're just getting behind the surface, and also just saying that they've changed the definition. So this always has been a thing. Is now we're in 2023. Always shit is not always. Is it? We're in a new day. It's not always.
You have a
right now. We're living in we live in a world where Tyson Fury is the lineal champion.
Where's Shagayev's name on this list? That's why I'm saying. You know.
Okay. So
no, he wasn't because Vladimir Klitschko.
All right.
No, he wasn't on the list because he was retired and the lineal hadn't been established for 5 years. But go ahead, Zone. Please just. I'm
waiting for them to get it out.
I already know what you about to say because I agree with you. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to get it out.
Go ahead, Zone. Let me hear your point. I'll make a point right after that I ain't made yet. But go ahead.
No, go ahead, get it all out. Because the documents.
No, I want to hear because I already know. I know what you're gonna say too. That's the
it's really nothing to say, but this is the common ground because this is documented
on this list right here that these guys put together.
Okay, so I'm going to be sold on a list as opposed to your opinion, right? Your opinion means a lot to me.
This list is based on an opinion too. Where's the guidelines that support this list?
Okay,
the guidelines that support.
Bro, a lot of hold on, man. So let me say this.
This is about semantics.
Hold on, man. Let me just say this right here, bro. Like when you let me just get this out the way. When you go and you look at this list and they got the dates and they got who motherfuckers beat in order to become the lineal, and when they have a break in the linealship, which it really ain't that many breaks to be honest with you. Okay, the shit has transferred pretty smoothly throughout history. When you go through it and you see the breaks, which I can count maybe 2 or 3 breaks in the linealship, and to be honest with you, Vladimir Klitschko, when he became a lineal, was the longest break in the linealship in the history of linealship. So they were very hesitant to give it to Vladimir Klitschko. Okay, but at some point the linealship had to be reestablished. Once Kendall goes through this list, it's gonna make perfect sense, bro. Because literally, It's in white and black, bro. It's no disputing
the guidelines that support this list. That
is no, bro. You gonna see when he named the motherfuckers, bro. All these people I'm seeing was pretty much the fucking man when they lost the leadership, bro. But please just listen.
So hold on a second. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say something to you like this.
This is really interesting.
Today, when we said something was gay, we just meant it was lame. Now, if you say gay today, it means that you're homosexual. Right? They can use terms and change the meaning behind that shit behind your back. And you're like, oh, I'm stuck in some shit. I'm over here calling people gay when I just mean they fucking suck. I don't mean they suck. You know what I mean? I just mean they're kind of weak.
I don't even know what you're talking about, man. It's like that.
I'm talking about the definition of millennial changed.
No, I got
the old heads. Yeah, the definition of millennial changed with Black Klitschko.
Give us the list, Zone. Give us the list.
That's it. That's all that's happening.
Millennial meant man to be the man. Shannon Briggs ain't never been the man. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. He ain't never been the man. That's the definition of man to be the man.
Okay, so listen, let's look at it together. We're looking at it
Y'all
together.
Y'all ain't talking to no rookie here. I ain't one of these little guys.
Man. Hold on, bro. I got one question. I got one question to the panel. I got one question. Who on this panel believe that Shannon Briggs really beat George Foreman in that fight? That's all I want to know, man. Because I know.
Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. When you read out each.
Well, I mean, again, I'm not even finna get into no opinion-based shit. Like, we know he beat him. Like, I don't even need that. Nobody needs to ask you that. He lost.
All right. We're just looking at what we have, and we can separate.
Yeah, I got you.
This is what I understand. Why can't we just start with this and everybody give their position afterwards? I hear Smoke. You're changing words around and talking about you ain't on that panel right now. You don't even need to say that. That's wasting a lot of time. We understand that. We're gonna get behind this shit. We just looking at what is out there. It don't have to be there because if Tyson Fury wasn't on this motherfucker, we wouldn't have a conversation, right? So Deontay Wilder name's not on here. AJ name's not on here. We're not talking about those guys. We're talking about a guy who actually made the list. Whether you like it or not, we can get to whether you like it or not in a second. But Tyson Fury,
we're talking about how they got on the list. Forget whether or not we like it. We're just about how they got on the list.
I understand.
Bro, just get a list just give it to the people, bro. Just get a list to the thing. Bro.
They looking at the list. They know Tyson Fury is lineal. They already conceded that point. Their problem is they don't like it and they don't know how he got here and they don't agree with it. So with this list, I'm trying to figure out if you know that y'all know that Holyfield was undisputed. We all agree with that. And he lost to Michael Moore, and then George Foreman beat him. And then Shannon Briggs beat him. Lennox Lewis beat him. Rob beat him. Lennox Lewis rematched and beat him. We all agree right there at Lennox Lewis at 42 that he was lineal. No one has any problem with that, right? That sequence of events coming from Holyfield all the way down to Lennox Lewis. Everybody's good with that, right?
Man, that shit make perfect sense.
I am.
I'm good with that.
Well, Blood seems to have a problem with Shannon Briggs.
Speak for yourself, man.
I'm really
with that list right there.
No, I mean, I'm as far as I can tell, yeah. But I haven't. That particular one, the objection that Blood is raising, I'm not familiar with why he's raising it. So I'm willing to suspend my judgment. But right now, it seems fine. But.
Man, you know what? Hold on now. No. We're not finna do because Blood on the line. We don't know shit now. No. You nigga move Blood out the way for a second. Cause people freeze up when Blood get on here. Blood been talking, we be talking like this all the time. That's my brother. I know we just doing research. Hold on, Smoke.
Here's the thing. No,
man. Let me finish.
I know, I'm telling you.
Do everything that you ask people not to do to yourself. Like, come on, man. It's slow down. No, I'm asking you.
It's just a medium. That's all, bro. It's just a medium. That's all. No, I'm telling you. When I see the list that you just put out there, Okay. I've never looked at this list before. I never thought about Shannon Briggs. Me personally.
Can I ask the question again?
Go ahead.
Answer. Are you cool with this sequence of events? If you saying you don't understand Shannon Briggs, okay, then say no, so we can understand. You feel like something.
No, so that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
No, see,
39
here's the
years.
thing. I never thought. Right, so, right. Yeah, I can get it out.
Okay,
I'll be very fast. I never thought of Shannon Briggs as being there, but looking at the list, it makes sense that Shannon Briggs is there. But if somebody said, "Hey, that Shannon Briggs is kind of," there's a reason why Shannon Briggs shouldn't be there. I'm open to it because I never thought of Shannon Briggs as a lineal champion until I
Let me
saw
ask
this
you this,
list.
Smoke. Let me ask you this. Did you see the fight between George Foreman and Shannon Briggs?
You can shit in fucking forever, but yeah, I saw it.
But you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw
Did
it.
you think? Okay, did you think Shannon Briggs won the fight against George Foreman, or did you figure something else?
I'm gonna reserve judgment because I feel like I haven't watched it recent enough, and I know way more about scoring fights than like when I was fucking 20, whatever, 23 or 24 years old. I'm 50, about to be 53.
Okay, so you unsure. There's a fog there.
No,
But
yeah, I'm not willing to like talk about like what my fucking feelings were when I watched that shit last century.
But you're willing to talk about your feelings now, though. See, that's what confuses
Well,
me.
I just don't know. I'm telling you. I've thought of lineal when I think of the but I've done it in increments, right? I never thought of like what is the actual unbreaking thing, and I've never looked at this list. So I want to see Shannon Briggs there, but I don't know why he. I can understand why he would be there. I don't understand why he wouldn't be there. I just didn't think of him being there. If that makes sense to you. I'm not. It makes sense that he's there. I just never thought of him as a lineal champion before until I saw this list. And so, cool, I'm cool with it if he is. But if somebody else says, "Hey, why is Shannon Briggs there?" and they have a reason for being there, then I'm persuasive enough. I do my own research. I'm good.
All right, so we got that the two OGs don't agree that Shannon Briggs should be on the list.
No, it's not that I don't agree with it. I just never thought of it before.
Let's go around.
I don't agree with Shannon Briggs being there. I'll put it out there right now.
This is Smoke. Okay, I got you. We because we know we gotta do this wrestling thing with Smoke a lot for some reason. Okay, so we just
Smoke. So hold on. Let me ask Smoke. Smoke. So Smoke, you saying that you cool now that you have visually seen the list? You cool with Briggs being there? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can
why he's there.
We can move.
Like, I don't have an exception with it.
Okay.
It's just that somebody else said they had a problem with it. So I'm interested in what somebody else's exception.
Okay. All right.
We get to that. So you good too. It can't be no argument against it when the guy beat him in the ring. All right. So now that we had a break with Lennox Lewis, where is the problem with between Lewis at 42 and Klitschko at 43? Between February 04th, February 6th, between 2009 June the 20th. What's the problem there?
All right, let me go ahead and get my little 2 cents in.
Go ahead. 2009 June the 20th. 2009 June the 20th. It was reestablished that Vladimir was the lineal champion all the way up into 2015, which he lost it to Tyson Fury. So where is the issue at between Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko 2004, 2009? We're just researching together and figuring this out. What's the problem there?
I think
that's when the definition of lineal changed. That's where the criterion to be called lineal changed. Because then it became not about beating the man, but the universal consensus, the shit that you guys are talking about now. We figured we came to we argued our way into a list of guys that we think are the best guys. And if you can beat those guys, or particularly one guy, and that has not been the definition of lineal until Vladimir Klitschko.
I think it's the same issue though, OG Smoke and OG Blood. It's the same issue with Shannon Briggs becoming the lineal as it was with Klitschko becoming the lineal. And the argument really is that Shagayev wasn't a number 2 contender to be fighting to become the man, and Shannon Briggs was neither as well. I think that's really what y'all trying to say.
No, that's not it. It was not about whether or not Shagayev was worth it. It was about the number 1 versus fighting the number 2 was never the methodology. It was never the point of it. It was never about number 1 versus number 2. It was about beating the man.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to get.
So when it became number 1 versus number 2, that's when the actual thing changed, and that started with Vladimir Klitschko. But before that, including Shannon Briggs, it was the man beating the man.
Right, but was at the time when Lennox Lewis retired.
I think
that's when the lineage broke. Will we agree with that? That Lennox Lewis retired, and that's when the fucking line was broken, and then it had to be.
That was when it was broken again. It was first broken. Yeah, it was first broken by Rocky Marciano.
Right,
and it's broken again by Lennox Lewis.
So the issue is when the line becomes reestablished, is it being reestablished properly in terms of the definition? That's
Right, because all the things, because nobody else can call themselves a champion except for the lineal champion. Right, so if you collect all the belts, no matter how many belts there are, if we get to 8 divisions,
it would throw this whole thing out the water. Since you
look,
pull up the basic definition.
But hold on, real. I got you. Hold on 1 second. As I said, because everybody doing so much fast talking, bro. This is the thing right here, and I said this earlier in my definition of how I feel about the lineal championship. Right. The lineal ship is easy. Hold on, bro. 1 second. Blood.
Since you want to use the
blood. I got you, blood. Just chill. Let me just put this out here.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you. I go ahead, Phil. I'm gonna look up the definition for you, blood. I got you. All right. So this is what I'm saying right here, bro. I said the lineal ship to me is very easy to follow. I think when it is a break in the line of linealship, okay, because when Larry Holmes got it, it was a break in the line because Muhammad Ali retired, right? So it was granted to Larry Holmes, right? Sitting at number 30, okay, in 1980. You understand what I'm saying? So when it's a break, like it was a break when Vladimir Klitschko got it, Lennox Lewis retired in 2004. So when we talk about the linealship, we need to establish what it means to re-establish the linealship. What's the time frame?
He beat Ali because they were still saying Ali was the lineal champ, even though
but he was. But again,
he did beat the lineal champ in Ali.
But he wasn't granted. Larry Holmes wasn't initially granted the linealship based off this list. He didn't get it until 1980.
When he beat Ali,
okay. That's when he beat him. That's when they fought.
Yeah, that's when they fought in 1980. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1980. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing.
So really, bro, it's no
really
break in the lineal.
To establish. Yeah.
Bro, it really. So hold on. So really, which even further reiterates the point, it's no break in the linealship, literally up until Vladimir Klitschko. There's no break.
Right, and that's how that's how it's been reestablished. So the question is already answered. The way that you become lineal today is by getting the Ring magazine.
No, hold on, slow down.
No, I don't think so.
Just let's let everybody keep going and going. Because one thing about history, it repeats itself. So we're gonna be able to go back, and I want to make sure you on record, Smoke, or saying what you saying, because we got people who retired at lineal, and we just go back and see how they established. But let's get this definition out the way. In professional boxing, the lineal championship of a weight class is a theoretical world championship title. It is initially held at some moment in time by a boxer universally acclaimed as the best in the class. It has nothing to do with belts or anything else outside of universally acclaimed as the best in class. Now I got it. I know we're saying now we got a definition,
but there's more to that definition zone. There's a whole Wikipedia on it, and it's paragraphs long. Right.
Okay, hold on. I got you, bud. Now you want to understand how it gets reestablished once it's broken, right?
There we go, man. This shit makes sense, bro. I don't know why people giving this shit such a hard time, bro. This shit makes sense, bro. This shit should have gone to fucking Vladimir Klitschko, bro. The nigga was a champion for 10 fucking years. Like, let's stop with the bullshit. But let's go. Come on, let's keep going.
Can I share something from my point of view? Like, I'm a younger motherfucker, so I want to learn. Where I feel like that line being reestablished with Klitschko, when he fought Shukagayev, whatever the dude's name is, that was a 3-belt championship fight. And I know that it's not solely based on champions, but from what my understanding is, when the line is broken, when a fighter retires or passes away, anything like that, it's supposed to be reestablished when two fighters are determined to be the number 1 and number 2 fighters in the division, and usually that happens, and is determined by undisputed fight. Like from what I understand.
Nah, I think you're making that up though, because it don't say nowhere where number one and number two got to fight each
I'm
other.
not making it up. I'm just going off based off what I learned.
Oh, okay.
Right. So here's my content. Here's what my question is: who determines the universality? Right. It's supposed to be universally recognized. What does it mean to be universally recognized?
When you clearly the number one in the division, right?
By everybody. That's everyone. So you got the sanctioning bodies. So it's not just undisputed, because they could have just said undisputed if that's what they meant. Because they could have just said that word, but they didn't say that. They said universally recognized instead.
My question is, when you're undisputed, you're clearly the best in the division, correct?
But you're not universally recognized necessarily, because listen, if Wilder fought AJ and we got it undisputed, but they still would have had to face Fury, because Fury can win over those guys. He still would have been the guy.
Okay, here's why it's so confusing though. Now, I'm reading off of Wikipedia, right? It says a champion leaving their division or retiring will end that particular lineage, making the title vacant once again. The top contenders then fight for the vacant title. There is no single canonical list of lineal champions at any weight class because there is no agreed method of what to do when the current champion retires or moves to a different weight class. So it's in the definition that there's really no agreed method. There's no guideline that says, well, you have to defend, and this is what I've been trying to say, you have to defend 10 times on one of the belts to become lineal, or there's no guidelines that support any of this bullshit. This list that they put together, there's no guidelines that support it in the definition.
Yeah, but
especially when you ran for 10 years while you.
This the problem though, blood. Okay. This is what I do know for sure about you, right? I'm looking at this list now. I know you would not go through these same lists for Floyd Patterson because you're a historian. It says right here at 19, Rocky Marciano relinquished his because he retired. So, since you're such a historian, let's take Fury out of it. Let's go back to your era where we see this. Hold on, let's go back to your era.
I know all about this.
So would you consider Floyd Patterson to be a lineal champion on this list?
I think he reestablished. Yeah, absolutely. I would consider him to be a lineal champion.
Okay. Well, what did he do to impress you? Because let's just see if it mirrors anything that has happened before. What did he do for you to feel in history that he established a new linealship?
Well, Rocky Marciano never came back, right? So, he was retired. So Patterson was the one who got the belts. He was the one who got the belts. So to me, there was no other champions out there. The belts were vacant when he beat they put him on the line against Archie Moore, right? And there was some belts that were vacant. There was the NBA belt, the New York State Athletic Commission belt. Those two belts were floating around, and it was a vacant title for him and Archie Moore. There was only two belts around because there was the NBA and the New York State Athletic Commission. He beat Archie Moore and he got those two belts. There were no other belts around.
How did Archie Moore, as a light heavyweight, establish himself as the person to fucking fight Floyd Patterson when he had accomplished nothing at heavyweight? Is what I'm saying. I know he's an all-time great. I know all that cool fly shit for the past. I know we love Archie Moore. But what I'm asking you is, pound for pound, real talk, what did the motherfucker do to establish himself as a credible heavyweight? He ain't beat nobody. So how the fuck he get into a vacant title shot with Floyd Patterson? Since we want to talk about
there's no other belts there though, Zone, so this shouldn't even be an argument.
You know why it's different? Because you like to pass.
Now that's a different conversation than what he did.
It's already established.
Rocky Marciano retired, and the vacant belts, which was the New York State Athletic Commission and the NBA, were put on the line, and the winner of that was going to become lineal because there was no.
But what was more? But what I'm saying is,
and WBO.
Why was Moore, who was not credible and had done anything in a linealship fight, is what I'm saying? Because that's what you guys are alluding to. You're shitting on the fact that Klitschko establish his linealship by fighting somebody that's so-so. That's what you guys are really alluding to. Let's keep it a buck because you didn't like the opponent. So with Rocky Morrison, with Floyd Patterson,
now,
who the fuck would Archie Moore be? Or we just giving him a pass?
Now you going against what you said. You just said, listen, there was two.
No, I'm not going against what I'm saying.
I'm 19.
I haven't established anything. No, I haven't established anything. You guys are showing up.
Listen, when Floyd Patterson became the champion,
okay, let's look at it a little bit deeper. This is how we get to the bottom of this bullshit. Let's get to Floyd Patterson. That's how we go.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I think the way the lineal, let me just put my little 2 cents in there. The way the linealship, the way the linealship is set up right now.
Marciano retired. Let's get to his first. Huh? Go ahead, y'all. It's open.
No, this is what I'm saying, bro. Look,
records.
Look. So this is what I'm saying. The way the linealship is laid out, the shit make perfectly good sense, bro. Like even when it was reestablished with Vladimir Klitschko, the shit makes sense, dog. Like I don't know why niggas got such a fucking stick up their ass about something that's documented very well. Like it's documented good. Like the linealship was passed on. The linealship was passed on from opponent to opponent and documented very, very well. At some point in time, they had to reestablish it, and they did it with Vladimir Klitschko in 2004. Excuse me, 2009. Excuse me.
Hey, you know what though? Let me say this too. It's like this, dog. So, like generational, like the first gen, you feel me? Second gen, third gen. Tyson Fury, third gen. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like that, because if you just say this man lineal champion, he the man that beat the man all the way down to Ali. That's how some people think about it. You feel me? And it's not like that. It's generations of this shit, dog. You know, and this shit stopped here, started over here, started over again. You know what I mean? That's how we.
It didn't stop and start over. Bro, the only break they had in the linealship based off this list was the break between when Lennox Lewis retired, didn't come back, and they reestablished it fucking 5 years later with Vladimir Klitschko. That is the only break in the linealship based off the list, bro. It is passed on very extensively, bro. Like it's documented, dog. Like that's what I don't know why people got a problem with it. It's only one break in the linealship, and that's with Klitschko.
I personally don't have a problem
because there's a break with Marciano's retirement.
Right, it's when motherfuckers retired.
But the thing about it is that there was only 2 belts on the line, and Archie Moore and Floyd Patterson went for the only 2 belts that were universally recognized, which was the NBA and the New York State Athletic Commission.
When the lineal champion, stop fighting and don't get beat or dethroned, that's when the confusion come in and how they reestablish the line. Sometimes I think that they don't reestablish the line properly. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel, but it still makes sense though. The list still makes sense.
Back in 1997 and 98, I was watching boxing. Nobody called Shannon Briggs no lineal champion. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, but they did. Hold up. So hold up. Did they call
you in the comment? You remember when Shannon Briggs was
blood? But you would say that Holyfield was lineal, right?
Yeah, Holyfield was lineal, absolutely.
Okay, well, who beat Holyfield? Michael Moore, right?
Yep.
So would you consider Michael Moore to be lineal?
Well, I consider him lineal, yes, and I would consider George Foreman lineal too.
Okay. Hold up. Let me get to it, right? So you consider Holyfield, right? Yep. And then you consider Michael Moore, right? Yep. Then you consider Big George, yep. Right? Okay. So if he's lineal and Shannon Briggs comes in and beats the lineal champion, how come you have such a opinion about it being transferred to somebody who you just said was the lineal champion in George Foreman?
Because George Foreman, it was how he behaved after he won that belt. He dropped those belts, and by the time he fought Shannon Briggs, he was a WBU champ. He was no longer the man. The lineal is the man to beat the man. He wasn't no champion or nothing like that. He had a
but he beat. You just said, bro. Evander Holyfield, Michael Moore. Then it went to to George Foreman, right?
Drop the belts.
Bro, that's the thing. The linealship is not a trinket that can be dropped, bro. That's the problem. Okay, so
it is connected to trinkets because to reestablish the belts, Floyd Patterson, that's a good example. Floyd Patterson had to reestablish the line. He had to use belts to reestablish the line. So to say it's
bro, you cannot. The only way you can drop the linealship is if somebody whoop your ass, though. Blood is going against the whole premise.
Or retire.
Or retire.
But the thing about it is that I don't believe that George Foreman was still carrying a lineal claim at that time. I don't even remember. Someone pull up an interview with George Foreman going around claiming he's lineal champ at that time when he fought.
Dog, it don't, bro. You just blood. You just said blood. Hold on, blood. Slow down. You just said yourself. You acknowledged George's lineal after he beat Michael Moore. You just said that.
I took it away from him because he took 2 or 3 fights after that, and he was dropping belts. So he wasn't no lineal champion no more when he was dropping belts.
Okay, so who should have been lineal then? Who should have been lineal then?
It was either Lennox Lewis or probably Lennox Lewis. I'd have to look at everything in black and white again. But I'm telling you, I'm not done with this conversation. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do a video on this. I'm not done with this.
Like I said earlier,
the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard.
OG Blood,
a lineal champion. That's some funny shit. I don't care what that list says.
Man, hold on, bro. Hold on.
When the line is broken, it's reestablished by there being an undisputed champion. That's what I learned, studying boxing. When the line is broken, it's supposed to be the best in the division fighting for an undisputed fight to reestablish the line. I could be wrong, but I want somebody to, explain it to me.
Okay, so I'm not okay. See, I'm getting lost now because so we like everything up until for some reason George Foreman, and then we strip George Foreman because of our own just thought process, and then therefore we not making
Shannon. George Foreman a lineal champion when he fought Shannon Briggs. George Foreman wasn't even promoting that shit.
No, I think he was, and we'll have to do all that. They won't let you pull this shit up on YouTube, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you taking my, all that." But anyway, my point is, you seen the documentation. You know this. I know this. I know you know enough to know that the man was lineal. You was around. Smoke was around. This ain't even really a conversation. We're getting way away from the point. Everybody said they're comfortable with the linealship status outside of you saying that you just, as Blood, is taking it away from him because you just taking it away from him. Okay, that's cool. We don't agree with that because that's not
giving lineal credit to Vladimir Klitschko. That's what
we're talking about. We're on the process. So now we're trying to figure out that once the lineal has been broken, you're saying that you agree with Archie Moore, who didn't establish anything at heavyweight. He gets to fight for the linealship, and that was a credible establishment of the linealship.
They did that on his legendary status as a light heavyweight. He was carrying that belt, that light heavyweight belt at the time. He didn't lose to nobody. He fought ridiculous. 3 fights before he fought. I looked at it recently. I think it was 2 or 3 fights before he fought Floyd Patterson. He was on a winning streak. He had defended his light heavyweight title. So that's what they did back then. They didn't have all these champions. It was easy to move the light heavyweight champ up back then, who had all the damn belts, who was the undisputed light heavyweight champion.
Blood, they had plenty of belts back then. Let's stop. Let's knock it. They had multiple belts. They had multiple blood. They had multiple belts back then. Let's stop it, okay? But let's get on to the fact that I find it strange that more is acceptable because it's historically up your alley, right? Because that's your thing, right? And then this is the era that, of course, you obviously don't like, so you're going to shade on the most recent establishment of lineal because you don't like the time and history and space because you like 50s, 60s, and 70s and 90s. That's ridiculous, man. Like, it has to be a standard across the board. And that's what the whole conversation was about today. People just rearranging shit based on how they feel. Am I saying, do I like Tyson Fury? Fuck no. Do I love Archie more than him? Of course, fucking yeah. But right is right and wrong is wrong, bro. And if we're going to have a conversation, there has to be minimum rules across the board. The man, Tyson Fury, is the lineal champion. It's documented alongside Patterson, alongside Holyfield. I don't know if people like it or not, but the man is a lineal champion. That's what it is. And the original
man, at that time in the heavyweight division, there was like 3 or 4 guys that were from out of the light heavyweight division, rated in the top 10, and they originated from. They had Ezra Charles up in there, right? They had Willie Pastrano was rated as a heavyweight. Who you call it? Tommy Hurricane Jackson. All those guys were smaller guys. Archie Moore deserved the shot. Who else was in the environment back then other than Ezra Charles?
I understand. And that's the same thing that we say about the Klitschko era. Blood, listen to what I'm telling you. Don't get it twisted. I don't think highly of the Klitschko era. I'm with you. Lockstep and key. Is Archie Moore better than as an all-time great on your? Fuck yeah. Yeah, he should get the linealship. And I'm in agreement with that. I'm just saying that if I agree with that, I have to agree with the current situation when they put a guy in there after he's reigned for a while and they say, hey, this is going to establish linealship. Is it Archie Moore versus Patterson? Hell no. But it's still a base that we can start from. So therefore, making Klitschko the established lineal champion. Therefore, when Tyson Fury took it from him, it was legit. It was legit to me. I don't understand what's the confusion because we like the other fighters better than these fighters. Am I saying that Archie Moore is less than Tyson Fury and Tyson Fury them is better than these guys? Hell no. Archie Moore got the knockout record. Of course I'm going with Archie Moore.
The confusion. The confusion for me comes in. The confusion comes in is how do you establish what's universally recognized?
The same way I want you to establish that thinking. Since you old school too, how did that apply to Archie Moore and Floyd Patterson?
Well, because I don't think it didn't apply to him because the definition was different then. Like I keep saying, the criteria was different then.
No. Tell me what was the difference in criteria. You keep blurting that out.
So it used to be the man who beat the man. It is universally recognized.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of
this way, y'all. Okay, this is well on for a second. First of all, if you want to go back to this old school shit, let's dance. First of all, the whole universal recognized thing has always existed before the man who beat the man. The only reason you have championship belts that used to be trophies that was bestowed upon a guy who was whooping ass in the community is based on the universally recognized person. That's why you had so many conflicts with guys who was the man and this champion on the bare knuckle side and all that old school shit because people would recognize different champions. We already know that there was racism involved. People would not recognize the black champions. There's always been multiple fucking champions. I wish you guys stop acting like the old school way was definite and decisive. No, it was so many motherfuckers ducking back then. It was so many belts as well back then, and it was based on a universal recognition, whether you was black or white or bare knuckle. This is already known. So,
right. So, but that's what I'm saying. But you're just illustrating the depth of my point without me saying all of what you just. The confusion comes in when you try to determine what does universally recognized mean.
Man, you don't have to. You can be confused. I'm not confused.
I'm just saying that's what you're saying. That's why you said why are people confused? It's because of this. It is because of this whole idea.
I'm going to give you an example because you're confused, not me. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that I recognized that Klitschko had put in enough work once his brother retired to be the man. And when they said, hey, this is for Lineal, I recognized that Klitschko was the fucking man as Lineal. That's it.
Right. That's fine. But I am not the one confused. I'm telling you where the confusion comes in. I understand what the hell's going on.
Got you. Listen, what I'm telling you.
I'm not confused at all. I'm just saying that's where the confusion comes in. You're like you said, you don't know where the confusion comes from. This is where the confusion comes from. The idea of universally recognized. That's where the confusion is born from. That concept right there.
I think that's what you put it from once I read the definition, because you play word salad. We know that you play words. We not anybody else don't.
No, I'm just saying. I've had conversations with people. I've had conversations with people, and this is what I've had. I've had this conversation about how you establish a new lineage. I've had it with Mr. Doc. I've had conversations. I'm telling you from my own anecdotal experience, and also the amorphous terms and in graphic detail. What you just established is where the confusion comes from.
Yeah,
whether or not I'm confused is a separate matter. I am not confused.
That's your anecdotal experience. That's not.
It was also what we just. It's also what Blood said. It's all what you just said. What you just said was the thing too. It's
all right, so hold on. Let me. I'm gonna ask you a simple question. Smoke, do you think the linealship, the list, and where it stands currently, do you think is correct?
So.
Do you agree with it, and is it correct?
Right. So it is correct in the sense that there's it's done by consensus, right? It's done by consensus, and so you have to be flexible enough in your thinking in order to like update what you thought it was. But if you've been watching boxing for a long time, when a new term comes along, it's a little bit jarring. I just telling you, like I'm in a world. I grew up when there was a man and a woman. There's 26 fucking genders. You got to be fucking ready for the what.
Well, okay. So let me ask you this. So let me ask you this right here. So pull up. We've already pulled up. We've already pulled up the current definition. What is the old definition?
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out what this old
definition. So for me, it was
No, not for you. What is the official old definition?
Tell you how I grew up. It was
what is
and it was a standard list for it. Now whether
I have it pulled up if y'all want to hear it.
I'm pretty sure it's what the same list all the way until you get to Shannon Briggs.
I got the definition pulled up if y'all want to hear it.
Go ahead.
The man who beat the man generally won when a fighter dethrones a champ who has been a part of a line of successors back to an undisputed champion. That's the old definition.
Yeah, there it is. That one right there. Exactly what you just said.
And that's in line with the new. And that's in line with the new definition. So they expanded a little bit though. The language is more forgiving now.
Do you agree with what I just said? Is that the original definition?
Chigayev was not the man. Chigayev was never the champion. Chigayev was never a champion.
Dude, I can't hear him reading it. I'm trying to hear him read it, and I can't smoke.
I can read it again. You want me to read it again?
Go ahead. I can. Go ahead.
The man who beat the man generally won when a fighter dethrones a champ who has been part of a line of successors back to an undisputed champion.
Right.
So it has to be a line of successors in the old-fashioned definition, of leading back to an original undisputed champion. And that's why, in my definition, that I understand, it has to be reestablished with another undisputed champion. That's why I consider Crawford an undisputed champion and lineal champion now.
Yeah, we know Crawford undisputed and lineal. But we're talking about Fury.
Yeah, Fury, he may not have reestablished it with an undisputed champion, but Klitschko was the man at the time. Now the question is, did Klitschko gain the lineal champion or lineal title in the correct fashion? That's where I think the confusion comes in.
Okay. So
not by the traditional definition.
Right, because he didn't establish it again by beating.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. As soon as they let Ring Magazine determine what the lineal is, Ring Magazine has been the lineal.
Right. And I don't agree with Klitschko gaining that lineal title in the proper fashion either myself. because he didn't reestablish the line in an undisputed fight. Now, I don't think that you can gain the lineal title based on defenses and how long your reign was in the division, personally.
Okay, so you're saying it has to stem from an undisputed. I think that's one of the criteria. I think that they giving you both scenarios because they had to update it because of the belts. So in my mind, Terrence Crawford is undisputed and lineal. Okay, so you can go in there and just beat him in a one-kill shot. Okay, but Sergio Martinez, however, had established himself as lineal, right? And then they started to strip him of belts. So the lineage still stayed with Sergio Martinez until he lost all the way up to Miguel Cotto.
Right. That's the only way he could lose it.
Right. And he lost it to Miguel Cotto, right? Because
but it wasn't undisputed though. It wasn't undisputed fight.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So they
but he still was already the man, if that makes sense.
There's also been an assault on the definition of undisputed though also.
But Phil, just to have clarity on that, he didn't retire.
I'm giving you two. Man, listen, I'm giving you the two scenarios that we're saying. We got one where there's a one-shot kill where you go in there and fight the guy with all four of the belts in the lineage, and you down. But that's clear as day, right? The next thing that could be the most that could cause confusion is if a guy does that and then he starts to get stripped of belts, or the belts don't decide to sanction the shit, and he beat the man in the ring to establish linealship, and then he loses to another person. All right. So the third situation is what happens if that person does all of that in either scenario, but he retires.
Now that's the only time that the undisputed title comes into play is when the fighter, when that lineal champion retires. You can't lose that title even if you lost all the belts. That's where I would actually disagree with OG Blood that George Foreman wasn't the lineal champion anymore. But even though he started dropping his titles, he still was the lineal champion in my opinion.
Exactly, right? Because you're the lineal, right? So now
there we go. We're getting some more.
I'm just trying to get an understanding.
We're going through the scenarios, the worst case to the best case. We know the best case is the 4, and then we breaking it down. So now, cool, Bill. We got a scenario, third scenario. Guys established that he's lineal and he's beat the man who's the man, and then this guy decides to retire. All right? The motion in the boxing game keep going. He comes back. Is he lineal or not?
If two fighters fight for an undisputed champion while that fighter is retired, in my definition, then he's no longer the lineal. There's been a new line established.
I agree. Now,
but we can't. Hold on. Let me ask you a question though.
What if that don't happen and he comes back?
Then he's still the lineal. That's why Floyd Mayweather continued to be the lineal title when he would retire and come back. Like when he retired and Manny Pacquiao became the lineal.
All right, but give me the Tyson Fury. You give me an example of something else. I want to hear you.
Tyson Fury, he established a new line in their new definition by, beating Klitschko, retiring, coming back, and beating Deontay Wilder. He now in their terms, he's the man. But
no, he don't get it. Ain't they terms is your terms. You said he ain't got to beat nobody. You said that when he comes back, if there hasn't been an undisputed champion established, which would have been Wilder versus AJ, they left it on the table. He came back. By your own logic, when he came back, he still was lineal.
By my logic, he's not the man right now. Technically, he's not because Klitschko in him was not an undisputed bout, and that's where I agree with OG Blood.
So you saying that it has to be an undisputed fight as the base. It has nothing to do with being universally recognized. You don't agree with that part.
Not even. It doesn't even have anything to do with the belts. It's all having to do with you being clear cut. You're the man in the division. There's no one else.
Okay, what's that?
Bro, but that's Let me hold on, bro. Hold on, Kendall. Hold on.
So, Kush, did Vladimir Klitschko ever establish that in your opinion?
No, he didn't. That's why I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's where the problem is. Okay, because I thought he
Okay,
did.
so
Okay,
Zone, when did Vladimir Klitschko become the lineal champ? When? Under what fact? Where?
I think he established it when what's his brother retired. I think he beat enough ranked contenders and put in enough work at the heavyweight division to be in a lineal fight, which was the guy. What's his name? The guy we said earlier.
Shagav.
Whoever he fought for, Shagav or what's his name? What's the nigga name?
Yeah, that's it. You got it. That's
so
it.
He established.
Well, his brother retired years after he fought Shugov. So, I mean, he fought Shugov in 2009. When did his brother retire? 2013.
Bro, he didn't get the lineal. He didn't get the lineal.
So he can't. When did he get the lineal? 2009 or 2013?
Yeah.
You just gave me two different answers.
Really, he never got it. He
got
never
it.
got the lineal.
He got the linealship in 2009.
When he fought Shagayev, in your opinion, I don't think he ever got.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. It's not about who he fought. It's about the work that was done in establishing a linealship. That's what it's about. It's not about who he fought.
Well, you guys are putting this linealship.
That's where I
On
disagree.
the 2009 fight because there was a Ring magazine belt on the line.
See,
that's
I'm not talking about the ring. That's somebody else bringing up the ring. What I'm saying is this right here.
What makes you, why the Shagai fight? Why,
bro? Because to me, this is what I'm. Bro, you're not listening, blood. What I'm telling you is, to me, it wasn't about who he fought. It wasn't about who he fought. It's about him establishing a linealship and the process in which he became lineal. He could have fought fucking Joe Blow. I don't care who it was. At that point in time, he had done enough to me, in my opinion, to reestablish linealship, bro. You can't just keep the shit on ice until you feel like it's the fucking 90s again. It don't work that way.
He beat Calvin Block.
It don't work that way.
Dragunov and Tony Thompson. That put him there.
I like that.
That put him there.
I like that.
People, I'm looking at his record now.
Bro, you can't, bro.
That made him a lineal champ.
Bro, you can't put the shit on. And let me tell you something. He didn't lose for 10, bro. Oh, all right, he did. Hold on, but listen to me. He didn't lose for 10 years though.
Okay,
but that have nothing to do with it.
No, but it do though. It do though. They gave him the linealship, and he went on a 10-year fucking run. Like literally.
So you don't really know when, because Shugav isn't in his 10-year run. That's
no. What I'm telling you is when he was granted the linealship, right? Which was in 2009. Which is
no linealship, bro. It never happened, bro.
They gave him bro. You're not listening. In 2009, they said that he was lineal. Yes or no?
Who's they? The only thing that's different about that fight is that the Ring magazine belt was on the line. So you're talking about the Ring belt.
Okay. I'm talking about the lineal. I don't care about the Ring magazine, bro. Did they not, based on documentation, the fight in 2009, is it documented? That's when Vladimir Klitschko became lineal, bro. Like, this is not hard. Yes or no? Whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant, bro.
Basing it off a Ring belt. You don't know.
Whether you agree with it or not, bro. Was he established as lineal in 2009?
The Ring magazine gave him a belt. I know.
All right, man. Okay, dog. I can't. Bro, I can't. I'm good, bro. I feel like I'm talking to. I feel like I'm talking to. Bro, Blood, you too old for this shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Blood, you too old for this shit, Blood. I'm gonna tell you something. You too old. I'm disappointed in you, man. I really am. I really am.
When this guy won some
I'm good on it now, bro. I can't.
He beat guys like Tony Thompson, which he struggled with that guy DeVero touch and sleep. he struggled with that dude, right?
Okay, so let me ask you something. I'm gonna ask you one question. I'm gonna ask you one question, and I'm gonna be done with it. You don't think the linealship should be reestablished until it's an undisputed champion? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just say that.
I still feel that the line is broken.
No, what you saying? No, let's get to the point of what you're saying. Are you saying with Blood? You agree with that?
I agree with Blood. The line hasn't been reestablished since Lennox Lewis retired.
Okay, so you saying the requirement is there needs to be somebody need to merge all 4 of the belts, and then that person, whoever does that, become lineal.
Not necessarily in terms of the belts, but to determine clear cut who is the man in the heavyweight division. You said undisputed needs to be established. That's what you said.
Yes. Because 1 and 2 is subjective, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you said undisputed needs to be established. So
you gathered all 4 of the belts.
So yes, that's literally what undisputed means.
It means that you are the man in the division.
No. Undisputed means that you have all the titles within the division.
Absolutely. Because you're confusing me now. Because Klitschko absolutely didn't have all the belts, and he established it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So Klitschko didn't have all 4 belts to establish it.
That's my point.
So you said
2 of the belts when he fought Shoot.
Okay, so again, you're saying that it needs to be an undisputed fight in order to establish undisputed.
Right.
Yes, okay.
I mean, to establish lineal. Excuse me.
I'll say that. Yes.
I think so. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. But go back. Okay.
That's what we disagree at.
So Larry Holmes. So Larry Holmes.
Weak body of work.
Hold on.
So Larry Holmes.
Where's you finna? Hold on. Y'all got anything else to add before he asks this question? Because I know, I just want to know, is it also resume? Is it because he white, black? Get it all out now. Because I want to make sure we do it.
Being sarcastic.
No, I know. No. Because when he asked you this question, it shouldn't be an excuse then. If I'm being sarcastic, y'all already established you Blood and you Kush. It has to be an undisputed, established champion for the lineage to start, right? Are we good on that?
Okay, but can you answer one question for me?
Then
you ask me if I got everything else out. So why don't you answer this question? What year did
I don't know. I don't know.
What year did Vladimir become lineal champion?
I don't know.
Hey, bro, look, I'm finna tell you because y'all about to hold on. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is gonna be easy. I'm not in front of my computer, but I can almost guarantee you that when we start listing off these fucking lineal champions, all of them not gonna be undisputed fights, and there's gonna be some of them in there that you motherfuckers agree with. But go ahead though. Go ahead. I just wanted to get it established on what y'all think the shit was. Because I know for a fact Larry Holmes shit wasn't for no fucking undisputed. But go ahead though. Go ahead. No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Phil, you're right. But Larry Holmes actually beat the man though.
He beat
it went for undisputed. You saying it's got to be undisputed.
Klitschko was never the man. Klitschko never beat
the man. See, look how y'all niggas doing. Go ahead, man.
Klitschko didn't beat Lennox Lewis.
Y'all don't want to listen to us, bro. The reason that Larry Holmes became the man is because he actually beat the man. He didn't have to reestablish the line.
Was Ali undisputed? Is what I'm saying. Give me the line.
Ali beat the man. Ali beat the man.
Absolutely. The reason why he lost the WBC zone is because he decided to rematch Leon Spinks. That's why he lost.
No, hold on. Let me make sure. Let's slow down. You saying Ali?
The reason why Larry Holmes Ali lost the WBC is because he rematched Leon Spinks. That's why.
Okay, so he was stripped.
Yeah.
So there was no undisputed. Hold on, so how's that undisputed if he's stripped? Y'all keep saying the belts y'all saying that in order for it to be established, the 4 belts, in that case, 2 belts, the 2 belts has to be in the play. That's what y'all saying, right?
Yes, if the line is broken. If the line is broken, it has to be reestablished that way. Larry Holmes, the line wasn't broken when he beat the man to become the lineal champion.
Oh, okay, so you saying
still the man. Shannon Briggs wasn't the fucking man. Come on, man. You making a come on, man. You making a mockery of the whole system. You're trying to bring in Shannon Briggs and compare him to Ali. Now we have to go and discuss the whole environment.
I'm just trying to get your understanding on it, because y'all saying all 4 belts has to be in.
If you want to talk about the environments, we can.
Pull the list back up real quick, please, Zone. Pull the list back up.
Because look, man, I asked you niggas if it had to be established through Undisputed. You niggas said yes.
Yes, if the line is broken.
At this point, yes, it has to be. At this point, with all the else out there, it has to be.
Okay, so you guys
because the line's been broken.
Okay, so Ali line. So stripping is not a broken line, but retirement is a broken line. So tell me what's the broken line? Like, when does it break?
No, because based on before you answer that, Kush, I'm gonna say this right here. Blood is saying that he's not considering Big George Foreman lineal because of the straps was not online, but he never got beat. That's the same fucking scenario, bro. Whether you get stripped or you don't have the belts, bro. But go ahead, though.
I clearly said earlier that I disagree with Blood on that.
I know you did, Kush, because you didn't say that.
Had a WBU. Nobody knew nothing about no damn WBU.
Kush, you did say that. I agree with you on that. Blood
yeah, I'm with you on that, Kush. Go ahead.
But Blood, you said you don't consider Big George as lineal because he didn't have nothing but the WB belt. But
WBU, which is not a major belt.
But he was already established from the Undisputed lineage. But then when we asked about Ali, Ali,
was Lennox Lewis or Evander Holyfield, either one of them.
OG Blood. Can I ask you a question?
But one of them were the man. This is a
OG Blood
conversation. You know it, Zone.
No, when he beat Michael Moore, did he become the man? I'm asking.
Yes.
George Foreman.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm asking OG Blood. I know y'all agree.
Oh, okay, yeah, because shit, he had beat Evander Holyfield, who damn shit. Right. Come on now, one of the greatest of all time.
He became the man, and he was still an active fighter. He didn't retire. He was the man. OG.
So you asking Blood? Blood, that's a good question for you.
The question is, do I think that George Foreman was the man when he beat Michael Moore? Is that what the question is?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing about it is,
man, OG, he was the man. I know you don't like
how when he beat him, but not by the time he fought Shannon Briggs. He wasn't the man. Did he fight? You know, he was dropping belts and shit. You're not the man when you're going around carrying a WBU.
OG don't like Shannon Briggs.
Hey, bro, this is Blood. Hey, Blood is the most stubborn nigga I have ever met in my life. Like, you can present all the facts to this nigga, and he just don't be like, fuck it, this is my opinion. Like, man, hey, Blood, you too old for this shit, Blood. I'm just telling you, too old for this shit.
But OG, by your definition, the line wasn't broken by George Foreman retiring or
he didn't retire. Ali retired. George Foreman didn't retire.
Right. So he was the man, OG. He was the man.
He was the man. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Now, Klitschko wasn't the man. Klitschko wasn't the man, bro.
Was the man in the heavyweight division when he fought Shannon Briggs.
He was the
guy who said that he wouldn't fight. I don't want no parts of him. I wouldn't fight him for nothing. That guy, crazy, man. Okay.
Blood, you tripping,
hey, man. This nigga crazy, man. This nigga Blood.
I wouldn't fight him. I don't
Blood. Hey, this nigga Blood ridiculous, man.
Yeah, Blood crazy. Blood tripping.
Blood, you my dog, Blood, but you
and I'm gonna do a video of this.
Bro, Blood, you my dog, but you wrong as fuck, bro. I'm sorry. Now, if somebody want to make an argument for Klitschko, that's fine. But the shit with Big George and Briggs, bro, that shit is dead in the water, bro. That shit literally fits every fucking description, old or new, of what lineal means.
It fits the description of the old definition. Clearly.
Right.
Literally.
Blood, you tripping. Blood
and reestablish shit. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. We know blood. We know blood over there full of shit, man. We know
No,
what it
man,
is.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Phil, man. In the 1990s, Phil, in the late 1990s, man, nobody was calling Shannon Briggs the lineal champ.
Yeah, no, bro, they was calling him lineal, bro. After he beat Big George, he became lineal.
You know why they weren't? You know why they weren't talking like it was a big thing? Because George Foreman was motherfucking 47 years old and shit like that. So it was like,
Let me see
it was a given.
And people was mad at Larry Holmes for beating up an old Muhammad Ali. So what's the difference?
There is no difference. There is no difference.
That's my point. It ain't no difference, bro. This shit is what it is, man. Blood, you gotta stop this shit, blood. I'm telling you something. This shit, you getting out of control with this shit, man.
No, man.
Hey,
this shit on ice till the 90s come back.
Hey, yeah, that's what blood want, bro. He said put that lineal on ice until I feel like it's the 90s again, bro. That's what he said. It's either the 70s or the 90s. Gotta come back.
He'll take the 50s and the 60s. He'll take the 50s and the 60s. Get one of them folks, 50s, 60s, 70s, run out 80s and early 90s. You just give him them 5 until then, this shit is going up on his shelf. I got you, blood.
Okay, so Lennox Lewis.
Hey, man, look. Hey, I'm gonna be listening in, man. I'm finna go watch this Little League football game, man. First week of the playoffs, man. I'm gonna tap back in a minute, bro.
So Lennox Lewis became undisputed. I'm lineal from beating Shannon Briggs. You're saying?
You say what? So what?
So Lennox Lewis became a lineal champ from beating Shannon Briggs. Is what you're saying?
Man, that's what the list got, man. That's what it is.
Man, come on, Zone. You know these guys fight hype made that list. The fight hype riders made that list. You know,
if they made the list, then you might change my mind. Hell no, you might be right, blood. I stand corrected. But no, but I understand though. Listen, Vladimir and Tyson Fury is a good conversation. I like that because it just gives us an opportunity to kind of see who we think is the man and how we get to these situations where we kind of like, because it stems from Fury, AJ, and Wilder all having belts all over the place. And I was just trying to get that understanding on like what would make undisputed with all these trinkets. It's 4 belts plus lineal, and then the Ring magazine, which technically makes it 6, even though they can be independent of each other. It's like, does lineal incorporate itself into undisputed?
Definitely.
I agree with the historian in your comment section, Joe. That guy's a historian. I agree. I don't really think that lineal is a strong claim anymore, man. With all these belts out there, it's just really.
Yeah, you're saying the breaking of the belt, yeah, because it is a lot of belts. So okay, so if Usyk and Tyson Fury got the belt now, okay, so it's that'll be undisputed. That is,
it'll clearly reestablish it, right?
Okay, so then you saying,
right? Yeah, I would say that's the lineal. That's the true lineal champ. If Tyson Fury,
right,
I wouldn't even argue about
right
it.
now, the lineal title is vacant in the heavyweight division.
Oh, so it ain't okay. It's vacant. And it ain't gonna be established until Fury and the guy and Usyk fight each other. I got you.
Yeah,
right. They clearly the 2 best in the division.
So if you guys are saying this, so if Tyson Fury would have came back with his lineal claims, which you guys don't agree with from the beginning, if AJ and Wilder had a fought for undisputed, it would have established a new and a true lineal champion.
Yes, they had an opportunity, especially with Tyson Fury being retired out of the ring. Yes.
Okay. So could we really say this is really Deontay Wilder's and AJ's fault for not making it happen?
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah, you could kind of blame them. Yeah.
Yeah, because they should have got it on, and Tyson Fury should have never been allowed to come back with that established lineal chip. So it puts us in a position where we're saying we got to use our brain. And blood, you're saying I'm not recognizing that because these guys are mediocre and they all are a hot mess.
Pretty much, yep.
I got you. I see what you're saying. It's too messy. And yeah, of course, they can award you anything and say anything and document it. But you're saying there's 3 guys, now 4, and they haven't fought each other. Wilder fought Fury. Usyk fought AJ, but Fury or AJ, no, Usyk or AJ hadn't fought Wilder.
Yeah, that's why to me it makes sense because AJ and Wilder kind of eliminated themselves by losing to Fury and Usyk, and that's why now we have an opportunity now to really see who's the best for the first time in a long time.
Yep.
So are they fighting in December, or are they doing some bullshit, or they pushed it back?
I heard some pushback. I heard some pushback, you know, after that Ngannou bullshit, whatever they call, that wasn't a real fight. But yeah, they pushing it back.
For February, I'm hearing is the last I heard, but I don't know if that's true or not. Because there's too much clickbaiters in the atmosphere now, so I don't know what to believe. Because even the writers have joined in on that clickbait and shit, man. So I really don't know what to believe when it comes to these guys, man.
I believe that Usyk is gonna really reestablish the line and be the clear-cut lineal champion when the fight happens.
Oh, you think Usyk gonna beat Tyson Fury?
Yes, I do.
Oh, hell no.
I've been saying it for a long time.
Man, he gonna get beat up easily, man. This just not. If y'all think he didn't look good, neither one of them looked good in neither one of their fights. I mean, you could argue that the boy actually stopped them and they just cut him a break. That's why both of these guys need to fight, because they mess around and something like Zhang ended up knocking one of them out. They're gonna be disappointed. They need to make the fight happen because they running out of time, man. They run out of time. Fury is looking kind of sloppy and playing games, and he going there slipping. I assume that he would be better, okay, and rise to the level of competition. But right now, it's not looking good for him or Usyk. I based on how they both fought, I almost don't. That Fury would have lost to Wilder. That Usyk loses to Wilder, the one that fought these two that just recently fought.
Yep. Because he got beat by Daniel Dubois, really.
Yes, exactly.
I think that both of them got a little bit of help from the sport in their last fight, you know. But Usyk ain't ducking and hiding. Usyk showed up to his little last little.
We should be saying the Francis Ngannou fight, or in whatever his name is, Francis versus Dubois. That would be
technically, yeah, but you know, I don't really. You know, I ain't gonna dispute it too much. It is what it is in black and white in this sport. So,
hey, Zone, I'm gonna call you a little later, man. I'm gonna call you later. Yeah. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna call you a little later. So
all right, fellas, we could have shut it down. It's been a good one, man. It was a wild.
I came earlier.
Appreciate it, hey, man. It's good to see my boy Kush the Greatest too, man.
Yes, sir. That was a good conversation. All right, I got you.
All right, y'all. I'll catch you on the next one.
That was a good one, man.
I'm gonna try not to miss. I've been missing the shows.
All right. Yeah, it's rare. I come on in and out, so you ain't miss nothing.
Yep. I'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Yes, sir. All right, man. There y'all have it.
Rollo Jenkins, Boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.